Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Last Page podcast. We are your hosts, Mariana and Niki.
Guys, it's book club day. Woo woo.
Book Club.
Welcome to the August book club episode. We're going to be talking about The Compound by
Aisling Rawle.
Beautiful, because I was calling her Aisling Rawle, so I don't know how to pronounce her name.
And I also called her Aisling Rawle.
I thought it was
but
Rawle.
The audiobook said Rawle, I think.
Okay. Aisling
Love
Rawle.
you, girl.
Absolute queen. Very excited to jump in and chit chat about this. I do have to apologize in advance. I'm having a sick day over here today. I really for about a week now have been trying not to get sick because I've been kind of waking up every morning, a little tickle in my throat. And I'm like, no, I don't have time for this. Today I did, in fact, wake up full-blown sickness, snot, tears, sneezing.
Okay, that's enough.
All the things.
And guess what? We don't have any sick days here at the Last Page podcast.
Yeah.
So her request was denied.
I asked HR for a day off and they said no. They said, get back to work. And I was like, okay.
Shut up. Here's some tissues.
So yeah, I do have
You snotty McSnotter.
my toilet paper roll off camera. I look really teary. I sound really nasally, and I may or may not be blowing my nose / sneezing. So keep that in mind. But I still have all my thoughts and feelings ready. I loved this book. I'm eager to talk about it. And this is going to be a very analytical, deep one,
Oh my gosh, don't tell him that because then I gotta come up with some smart shiz.
Oh, well, I mean, the book is analytical and deep. I don't know that we're going to get there, but we're going to try. You guys know us.
We're gonna try to get there.
Yeah, we're going to do our best.
I think we will. I think we're smart girls, Nikki. We're the only ones that keep telling ourselves that we're dumb.
No, I figure we're pretty smart, actually. I'm being serious. I think we're pretty smart.
I'm being serious too, yeah. I mean, also, you guys, I got bangs. Look at me.
Wait, yeah, duh. And that makes you look smart even just by itself.
No, literally. Okay, this is what I referenced to my stylist when I went today, was this girl. Her bangs looked perfect, and she's like, okay, well, we'll try to get you close. But the reason why I want bangs, I want front bangs, full frontal bangs, is because
full frontal,
if you remember, full frontal, when Andy gets bangs in The Devil Wears Prada, she looks unreal. And that is what I want, except that I have a 3 head, and she has probably a 4 head and a 5 head.
Ooh. Yeah, you know what? You do have a bit of a small forehead. That's a good thing to have.
I know.
It's better than having a 5 head.
But not if I want full frontal bangs.
You could get micro bangs. I don't know that that's your style, really, but
that's for sure not my style.
Ricky
I'm
would
way
hate
too
if I got bangs,
intellectual.
And I think I would also hate if I got bangs, just based on the texture of my hair. But I think I could be kind of cute with bangs.
I think you for sure could. Anyway, so I got bangs. So if you're watching on YouTube, please comment down below, and actually just don't comment down below. And talking about my hair, because I'm a little bit shy.
Where are you?
Oh, I could do side swoop bangs.
That is so 2009.
Where are you?
Wait, that's actually crazy.
Dumb.
Well, your hair looks so
anyway,
shiny.
That's my hair update. I got it done today.
It looks great.
Thank you. I got a whole bunch of it cut off, and I'm going back to my roots, aka I have black hair.
Your little roots.
I had a bunch of lighter hair at the bottom, and they just cut it off. And I said, you know what? To heck with it. I don't need it in my life.
Well, sometimes when I look back at old photos, I was obviously super blonde. You were really blonde for a while there. And it was not the best look. I have to say that.
Yeah. Ow.
I mean, my blonde was really not a good look. And yours was giving the balayage. Everybody was super into the balayage, but it was not blended. So it was black hair up the top half and then
there was one time when I got that done. Let's not talk about it. Study abroad. And then I ended up chopping it off. But I think other times my hair has looked fine. Hater.
No, I'm talking about college era balayage, the orangey blonde. But I feel more recently, as an adult, you've had a nice blended casual highlight. But it's not
more recently when I've had to pay $800. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That is what I'm talking about.
I'm why was my balayage only $70? Oh.
Because it's going to come out looking like that. Yeah. Well, it is true how much cheaper your haircuts are and stuff when you don't have to pay for color, because that's what I've been doing for the last year and a half, is not getting it colored. And it is so much cheaper. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. My haircut and like styling and everything today was £30 plus £20. So 55, I think,
Shut up.
total.
That's so cheap.
Yeah. Yeah, my girl's so cute. Like, I love her.
I'm obsessed. Ah, Lundy.
You can see
It's
me
probably.
blinking.
Are you starting to get a little chill in the air there, or is it still hot?
Oh, yes. And guess what? 3 weeks ago, I put all of my warm clothes away because I said, summer's here. Summer has arrived. And I put it all away and I packed it all and I like vacuum sealed it. And now I got to get it out this weekend because I don't have a single cardigan in sight.
Is it getting like cold enough for cardigans now?
Yeah, it's definitely cold enough for cardigans. Probably also for like a light coat.
Shut up. I'm so jealous. It's literally like 90 degrees here. It's so hot.
Oh, no. I mean, it's getting chilly. Like in the mornings and stuff. And the sun is going down. And, you know, we're going through the transition of the time change.
Yeah, well, you know, I guess I can't really be complaining about the heat because is what I prefer. I think I just haven't really been doing that much summer activities this year. So it doesn't feel very summery to me.
I've been going to Ireland and it's like cold.
I want to go to a pumpkin patch. I'm ready for fall.
I am also ready for fall. That's why I cut my hair because I feel like bangs are so fall.
Yeah, that's so true.
I'm ready though.
Live, laugh, love.
Ready to be like cozy because then I read more in the fall.
For sure. I'm reading a book called Phantasma right now. It's so good. I think I talked about it a little bit on our TBR episode, but it's getting me in the fall mood because it's like set in New Orleans and it's about this like devil house basically where they like go through different trials and stuff. It's very good. Oh,
but yeah, you told us that.
And like
I have
a
not
hot
read
ghost.
a single book this month besides our book club book and another book, but that's it.
That's crazy for you. I'm not as ahead as I wanted to be, but we still have another week. So stay tuned for our wrap up and TBR.
Books. Okay, yeah. But mine will be very short. Literally 2 books.
You can read another one in the next week.
Yeah, I started reading again The Lost Bookshop.
Oh, okay. How was it?
Yeah, I started it again.
I thought you started, what was that other one like called the Four or something?
Oh, yeah, I started that one too. I started both.
Okay.
But I probably won't finish either of them. It's called All Fours by Miranda July.
Why does that sound like so dirty to me?
But it's not. It's like a thriller. It's about this girl who goes on a road trip by herself, leaves her husband and her kid behind, New York to LA, and ends up in like a motel, California. Welcome to the Motel California. I think it's like, kind of like that.
Okay, interesting. Also, sorry if you guys can hear me like sniffling into the mic. I'll try and get away from it when I do that, but
yeah, mute it if you want. I don't mind.
Yeah, there is a mute button on here. I wonder if it works. Hello. That's the test. Did that work? I was trying to mute it.
I mean, I heard it.
Who knows?
I heard you because I'm in your ears. So
can you give us an update on your health issues? Because you were talking about your feet and your back and your knees, I think it was.
Yes. Great news, everybody. My feet are fitting back into my skin feet. So
they've returned to normal size. Love to hear
praise
it.
all of the above. They've returned to normal again because it's getting cold. I've been wearing my hookers more, my hokas. And so that's what I call them.
Okay.
So that helped, I think, too, to just not wear like my flats so much because I was wearing my flats and they go cuter with dresses. Like, what am I supposed to do? Anyway,
you're
so I'm
not wearing
my
your hokas with dresses.
No, because I'm not wearing dresses anymore because it's freaking cold.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. And 2, my back was cleared before I went to Dublin 2 weeks ago, and I went to the gym this morning, and it's acting up. I put DP on my back again.
No, you need a heating pad.
I'm like unwell, but I don't want to tell my trainer because technically I felt fine today during the session because she's always like, tell me if something's wrong. She's like, to get the best. But I'm like, maybe it'll go away tomorrow. Maybe I'm just weak and my knees. Like, hello?
You need to be careful, though. You don't want to hurt your back.
Oh, I know. It didn't hurt while I was doing any of my workouts. It just hurts now.
Well, was she giving you back exercises? Like, were you doing back stuff? Were you doing back shots?
I was doing squats and upper body.
Huh. Maybe it was the squats.
Yeah.
Do you do squats in your hokas?
No, on my feet, without shoes.
Socks. Oh yeah. Huh, interesting.
Yeah.
Weird. Okay, well,
Anyway,
prayers
so
up. Prayers up for Mariana. What was that?
so we'll see.
What was that?
Isn't that like pause up?
Pause up. Like, oh, Little Monsters, like Lady Gaga.
Maybe.
Also,
don't
guys,
know.
I took all my nails off. I'm like really a mess over here today.
Oh my God, I thought you were showing us your engagement ring. I was like, everybody knows you're engaged.
By the way, I'm
Wrong hand,
engaged.
of course, of course.
No, I like have my little nubby, stupid little stubby nails because I'm a nail biter, and I took all my press-ons off because I got some new ones in the mail and I wanted to put those on. So I'm gonna do that after.
Oh, I thought you said because you're gonna take a break.
No, but I think I might be going back to my acrylics soon because I miss them. But I can't.
These are
afford
my
it.
nails, and I'm all off this weekend. We have a bank holiday weekend here. Woo woo.
Are you going to the salon to get them done?
Yeah, to get them off.
What are you gonna get?
I'll get them off.
You're not gonna get anything in place of them?
I'm getting clear polish like a 3-year-old.
Well, you have like a nice, strong, healthy nail bed. That could simply never be me.
I mean, unfortunately, not to be mean, but like literally could never be you.
No, literally could never be me because all I do, I just gnaw on those suckers. I gnaw on them. And I can't stop. And, you know, it's been 30 years of my life
And you
I've been
won't
chewing.
stop.
We can't stop. So, yeah, the only way that I can like mildly stop is by having my nails done with like acrylics or press-ons. But even then I do chew on those as well, which is disgusting. So it's probably
And you
why,
pop them off.
probably
Like
why I'm
you're
sick.
actually insane.
Yeah. The amount of money
That's
I've
why.
spent.
That's literally why you're sick, Nikki. Because you keep putting your fingers in your mouth like a 3-year-old.
Yeah, I know it. Don't I know it?
Oh, I keep saying 3-year-old, and everybody's gonna watch and be like Easter egg, like 3. Like, what does 3 mean?
Are you having a 3-year-old? Do you have a 3-year-old? Is this an Easter egg that you're with child?
I have a 3-year-old child.
Guys,
yeah.
like I want a baby low key. Isn't that crazy? Not actually, but
Please
like
don't.
kind of. Like imagine having a baby.
No, I don't want to.
You don't want me to have a little baby?
I love babies. I love babies. I love holding a baby and then giving them back.
Let's just have babies in like a year. One.
Okay, Nikki, we're gonna take this offline.
Actually, when I say that, it's the sickness that's speaking. I imagine having a cold and a child. Like I'm
I was
dying.
about to say,
I can't bed rot with
fully.
a kid.
nope,
No,
they won't let you.
absolutely not. Also, now that I think, actually, never mind. I was gonna say something
Yeah.
and then it was. Well, no, I was gonna say now that I think about it, did anyone in the compound get a cold? But like, no, they didn't really. They just got
No?
like dehydrated and stuff.
Yeah, they just got other illnesses.
Interesting. Maybe because it's like a closed system, so there's nothing to get them sick.
Yeah. We got a few questions. One of them was, would you want another, like a second book, like a sequel?
I did put that in the end here that we can chit chat about.
Okay.
My short answer is no. I think this is the perfect standalone.
Yeah. My long answer is like literally no thank you, but thank you so much.
I do want her to give us a new book though. Like I think that this author is really, I loved her writing. So
Yeah, me too. I will talk about her when we intro.
okay,
Because I got a little snippet.
should we
from
just start? Do you have
the
anything
web.
else you want to like share with the people?
No, I just want to say, like, if I keep looking in the camera, it's because I'm checking my bangs, you guys.
She's obsessed with herself. Yeah, don't we know it?
No, I'm not obsessed. I'm like worried.
Oh, one of them does
Anyway,
look like
like,
it's
sorry.
crisscrossed in the front. There you go.
Crisscross applesauce. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, well, I'm
alrighty.
really worried about how I look today too. I know I look so beautiful, extra beautiful. So, it's a good thing that you're distracting them with the bangs so they can look at you instead of me.
Yeah, and don't worry, they're always looking at me anyway.
Yeah, you're right.
And if you're listening, like, what are you doing? Go look at us.
Yeah, guys, if you're listening to this, please come subscribe to us on YouTube. Even if you don't want to watch our YouTube, you need to subscribe to us because we're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. So this is your
That would be so
request
fun.
and also threat to please come subscribe on YouTube.
I will say, like, please, like, if you want.
No, like you better do it literally or else you're on my list, my hit list. So just keep that in mind.
Only if you want to worry.
No, like you have to or else I'll sneeze
Okay.
right into this mic. Okay, anyway.
I'll intro it and then we can dive in, yeah?
Okay, perfect. I'm excited to talk about this book.
Yeah, me too. So our August book club pick was The Compound by Aisling Rawle or Raleigh. And a quick background on Aisling herself, she is a young Irish author. So my
Queen.
heart to you, girl. Originally from a small town, but she now lives in Dublin, and she's actually an English teacher, and this is her debut novel. So I had no idea. I feel like she read like an established author, as in like she kind of
Yeah.
felt like she got her footing in, which I was really shocked and also very happily, it was like a happy surprise to hear that. So
Probably because
she
she's an English
is
teacher.
a teacher.
She's like smart.
Yeah, she's an English teacher according to the web at a secondary school. Obviously combining her love for education and literature. I feel like that's also why her writing style was so in-depth and more analytical than, you know, the other different authors. So Aisling, if you're listening to this, which I definitely know you are, I loved your book, girl. Like you did such a good job.
Absolute queen energy for real.
I know. Okay, so The Compound is a very complicated book. So essentially, I'm just going to give you a recap of what the premise of the book is about, and then we'll kind of dive into the three parts of the book, because the book was broken up into three different, like, big, like, moments within themselves. So the book is essentially about 10 girls and 10 boys who enter the villa, essentially. They described it as like kind of like Love Island meets Lord of the Flies, which I thought was like a perfect description. It's 10 girls, 10 guys. The girls get to the house first, and then the guys kind of arrive. And essentially, they need to couple up that first day with someone of the opposite sex and share a bed with them in order to not get booted out of the compound. And it's essentially a game, and it revolves around them completing different tasks and in return getting a reward. So they do communal tasks as a group, the 20 people essentially, and then they also get individual tasks, and they get individual prices. So communal tasks, they get something for the house that they need. Individual tasks, they get more like superficial stuff, like an earring or a dress or stuff like that. So essentially, upon completing the task, they'll get those rewards, and the longer you stay, the more rewards you get, and the more like the better and more expensive the rewards get. So you can get like a cheapy little bracelet the first day you're there, and then like a tennis bracelet by the end of the game. Like that's essentially like the premise of it. So
well, and
people want to
depending
stay
on how well you do the task. I don't know if you just said that.
Yeah.
It's like if
the effort of the task
if
matters
they say
as
like,
well.
oh, give somebody a kiss, and you give them a kiss on the cheek, they're gonna give you something crappy. But if you like make out with them, then you'll get a good prize.
Yeah. So that's essentially the premise of the book. So people are fighting to stay there the longest, because the person that stays there the longest wins, quote unquote. The longest anyone has ever stayed there, I think they mentioned, has been 6 weeks. So they've just kind of stuck around. And the main character in this book, her name is Lily, and the entire book is from her point of view.
Yes. So interesting.
I know.
And it really did feel like Love Island to me.
Oh, 1000%, but also very like eerie Love Island. Like,
oh yeah, scary.
Yeah. And sorry, also the compound is in the middle of a desert.
Yes. So kind of how we do normally with book club episodes, we'll kind of go through, chit chat like in order and put our 2 cents in. This book, before we even get to chapter 1, there was an opening with a quote from George Orwell's Animal Farm, which now that we've read this, I really want to go back and read that, because I read it in high school, but I don't remember a ton about it. But I feel like it's really related.
I never read it, but I read Lord of the Flies. So like going into it, I was like, oh my God. And I wanted to see how it played out, but I've never read Animal Farm. But that's interesting.
It's funny because I've never read Lord of the Flies, but I did read 1984. Is that what it was? 1982. I don't remember. Two? I'm in my head, I'm saying 1989, which I know is not right. So, but no, Animal Farm is like basically it's a story about these farm animals that take over the farm from the like oppressive like farm owners basically, but then within themselves, I think it's the pigs like kind of rise up and become like the new farm owners and like take over. So it's kind of a play on, I believe it was communist Russia. You might have to fact check me on that, but I think it was really interesting that she put this quote in the beginning, because it kind of sets us up to thinking the same thing, where it has a lot to do with like control and like seeming like you have all this freedom to do whatever you want, but you're still under the control of somebody else.
Yeah.
In a way. So it was just like in the back of my mind through the whole book. And now that we've read it, I'm like dying to read Animal Farm again. So I might try and sneak that in this month. But yeah, just like food for thought. Very interesting way to open it. I thought.
It's always good. It's always good to like once you finish it, I always try to go back and see if there is anything. Obviously, there's usually like a dedication, but if there's anything else beforehand, and then it will like click.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah. It's like all like social experiment vibes. And like there was so much symbolism in this book. So shall we just jump in?
I know. I hope we caught it all. I think for the most part, I like read through it and I was like, oh, that's definitely a parallel to X, Y, and Z. But if we didn't catch anything or if we don't talk about it and you guys have anything that you felt was interesting, like please share it because I want to hear like all the theories.
Yeah, this was a fun one to chat through on Fable. So if you have any thoughts as we're talking, please drop them in the comments so we can chit chat. But one of the things that I loved that really started off the book is that we kind of just jump straight into the story with the character. So Lily, the main character, just wakes up in the compound. No recollection of how she got there. She's just walking around. It was like you're instantly put into the story, which I really kind of liked. I can see how people wouldn't like that, but I thought it made it more interesting and it felt like the whole book was set at the compound. And so I liked that we didn't have a backstory going into it because it kind of added the mystery for us as well.
I liked it too, especially because they didn't talk about the outside world until later. And even then, it was so vague. Like there was talk about the war and talk about the state of the current living situation. But for the most part, we didn't know like where they even were.
Yeah. I literally the entire book, I was convinced that they were in like a simulation and not the real desert. Because at the beginning, there was this one little comment that she made about one of the other girls. She was like, oh, she had perfectly straight hair, even though it was really humid. And I was like, humid in the desert? Like when? I
called that too. I think she was talking about Candace.
Yeah.
I kind of thought, so we can talk about so essentially they wake up in the compound and they're starting to walk around and try to get a feel for the place. Lily wakes up in the same room as a girl named Jacinta. Mm-hmm. And
Queen.
They kind of immediately start walking around and they're also shy. I think that they're all we're in Lily's head, so she's always like kind of aware of everything that's going on, not trying to be too much too soon kind of thing. And so they're walking around and they slowly but surely start finding other girls that are like, it was kind of weird to me that other girls were just like on a bush or like waking up in random places.
Well, I wonder, there had to be something to that as well. Because it's like, why would they be, did it like speak to their personalities? Did it speak to, my thought was like, the girls probably got drugged somehow and dropped off at the house. And then it was like they were blackout drunk. It's like you just wake up wherever you fall asleep. So it's like her and Jacinta probably were able to find their way to the bedroom. But the rest of the girls were just like plopped wherever. But that was weird.
Yeah. I know. Ugh, it kind of, we'll talk about it more, but it made them seem so like vulnerable that happened to them versus the guys just walking up. Like it kind of pissed me off a little. Anyway, so in the beginning, Lily's kind of like keeping to herself, but as they start to find more girls, we're in her head. So she keeps comparing herself to everybody that she sees, like every girl, every detail, her hair, and you were mentioning like that it's not frizzy and like her hair's gonna get frizzy soon because they're in the desert, X, Y, and Z. And I just felt like so early on, like literally within the first 2 pages of the book, you can already see like how insecure she is.
Yeah.
And then obviously that carries out through the entire book, even though they're supposed to be like really attractive people, like the most beautiful people.
Well, and they obviously later they do that challenge where they're ranking everybody's attractiveness and like the boys ranked her up at the top. So it's like, she's obviously beautiful, but I think it kind of plays into like the way that these shows in our world are. It's so like so focused, especially for the women, on looks. And they drop them off in the compound with like not really a lot of makeup, not really any hot tools. It's like not the comforts that they have at home for them to make themselves feel good. Like these shows kind of prey on younger people, because obviously a lot of them are young, and it's like how they look and not. Because the other thing about the compound is that you can't talk about your personal life. So
Yeah.
that's one of the rules that they have set is like you can't talk about what you do for work and like talk about your backstory. It's basically just all about looks in the beginning.
I know.
So it kind of, that to me like paralleled current day and was like a talk about current day dating shows because it's the same way.
Yeah. And also just like the struggles of being a girl. Like,
Yeah, fully.
I was talking about this before, but you kind of are always like so in your head about everything, and it just sucks because you wish you could outgrow it, but like I'm sure you don't. Like, one of the things that Lily says, she's like, describing herself and continuing to compare herself to the other girls, and she says, "I've always been a passive kind of person. It's both my worst quality and the thing that people like most about me."
Yeah.
Which I forget what page it was on, but I thought that was very like a very sad way of looking at yourself, where it's like, I hate this about me, but I have to keep being that. And she kept throughout the book reiterating of like, I do this thing where I ask a question that I already know the answer to.
Yeah, like kind of playing dumb a little bit.
Yeah, like playing dumb and like playing on that, which just kind of made me sad for her. I think throughout the entire book, I just kind of felt sorry for her.
Yeah. Well, to me, Lily was like the epitome of like the male gaze for a woman.
Yeah.
Because she was really beautiful. She was kind of able to play dumb and, you know, ask questions because she pointed that out. She was like, I know that the guys like to be, you know, in control and like to be helpful and stuff. Same thing with this. Like men traditionally want a passive, submissive, mellow woman. And to her, she knows it's her worst quality because that means she gets walked all over. But people love that about her because then they can impart what they want on her and like she'll do whatever they say. So it's like she wants to keep those appearances up because also the thing is like when the boys come in, it's the same thing as on Love Island. Like you're fighting for your life because you have to be coupled up. So she's like, well, shoot, I got to be attractive to these men. And one of the ways to do that is just to be kind of passive and like let them make the college hots.
I know.
So it's like, again, it's like a play on women's, like how women go through the world sort of.
Oh my God. I just felt bad throughout the whole book for her and like just kind of seeing society in that. But so just to quickly walk you guys through all the girls in the house. So initially there's 10. It's Lily, Candace, Jacinta, Sarah, Melissa, Susie, Mia, Vanessa, Becca, and Louise. So there's 10 girls. And as we soon find out, they essentially are all working together to like prep the house for the boys. And I'm also like, girls, freaking sit down. Like, you're so annoying. They're prepping the house. And I think they go 2 days, is it, without the boys arriving? I think so. And they're kind of just like lounging around.
Well, because the other interesting thing that I thought was all of this is so like meta and interesting because
I know
the house basically stays the exact same condition as the previous group who left. So whoever was like the winner last time or the group or whatever, like let's say they leave it spotless clean and then that's what the next group gets to come into. But for this case, the house was a mess. There was pizza boxes everywhere. There wasn't really any food left. They kind of woke up into this house that was a bit of a mess. So that was their first thought is like, well, I guess while we're waiting for the guys, we'll like get our space clean and kind of get organized. But it kind of plays again on that greed of like, do you want to help out the next group or do you want to just take what you can get or whatever? And that obviously comes a lot into play later. But that was kind of like the first taste that we got of it of like, oh, it was like clear the group previous didn't care, you know, because they didn't leave anything good for them. So
I know. And it was kind of crazy because they also say that the contestants that are coming in, so like Lily and her crew, do not know the last like month of the previous contestants. So they don't know how the house is left. They don't know how things ended. They don't know if they got in a big fight or if they left peacefully. Like they actually don't know anything from how, before they left. So they do kind of walk in blind and then have to deal with whatever conditions they get the house. Some people trash it. Some people leave it spotless. So I thought that was kind of interesting too. But again, Lily forms like a really early friendship with Jacinta. I think she's trying to like see which of the girls has like good intentions, who's like a good girl's girl. But for the most part, they're all just kind of looking out for themselves in the beginning. And again, they're prepping for the guys to arrive. So I just kind of hated that they were like, oh, let's tidy up so the boys like it when they arrive. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay.
Well, because they want to impress them and stuff. And I mean, I can see how that was kind of the only thing to be done. And I feel like that's kind of like a woman's tendency, maybe not mine. I don't really have a clean bone in my body, but it's your natural tendency is to be a caretaker. So they're like, well, I mean, we want it to be nice for them when they get here. So they were trying to, get to work.
Yeah, true. So the boys arrive a few days later, and remind me, Nikki, like, how do they know that they're coming from the desert? Is that just like
So
the
I
thing?
think that happens every season, as I remember.
Okay.
Basically, the boys get kind of like dropped off somewhere in the desert and have to make a trek to the compound, which is interesting because some of the parallels for this were to Survivor, which is like one of my favorite TV shows ever, like TV game shows. And there were a couple of seasons where they had to do this, where they were like dropped off with a bunch of supplies and they said, okay, your camp is 4 miles from here, like get going. And it reminded me so much of that. And I was like, oh, it was because it sounds really brutal, and it's like, what's worse? Like, do you have to be the one to wake up alone at the house and be kind of scared and vulnerable and have to deal with all the crap? Or like, are you trekking through the desert with all your supplies and stuff? But this is when we find out when the boys finally arrive, because they're starting to get worried. They're like, where are they? That only 9 of them end up showing up because one of them, what happened to him? He just like didn't.
So one of them, they like split up and then they were supposed to meet back up. We find this out like way later, but they all split up to figure out the best route, and then they come back together and one of them doesn't come back.
Right.
So the boys that show up are Sam, Ryan, Tom, Andrew, Marcus, Carlos, Seb, and Gav. I'm pretty sure that's correct.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We might be missing one. Whoever else is probably irrelevant.
Well, irrelevant. He's irrelevant. Plus, we're missing one, and essentially that leaves, because I was saying in the beginning, the girls need to couple up with the guy, and that's how they get to stay in the show, in the house. So that leaves the girls vulnerable literally from the moment they walk in. They're like, oh, there's only 9 of us. So immediately one girl's going to have to leave, 1, without even having a chance, and 2, without reason, really. It's just going to be like up to the guys to decide. So I hated that.
Yeah, it's like just like Love Island, where it's like, okay, one of the nights there's going to be more guys than girls, and so the girls have to kind of scramble and like act all cute and try and make a good impression, because like whoever doesn't share a bed at night with somebody, like they're going home.
Yeah,
sketchy.
But I also felt, I don't know why, I think because I thought that this book was kind of like not really a thriller, but like a suspense drama. I kept thinking the guy was going to come back and like kill them all.
Okay, you told me that, and I think for some reason that didn't cross my mind at all, but that's so true. Because they kept talking about how scary the desert was, and like, ooh, they needed to have a barbed wire fence to protect them. And like, it was, the guys were really concerned about the safety, especially Tom, which we find out a lot about later. But that would have been like a fun twist for that guy to be back.
No, I kind of thought that he would show up. Also, I'll have Nikki insert a photo here, but the UK and Ireland cover of the compound is very different from the US, like North America one. So I will insert a photo. There's a man standing on the top of like a mountain on ours. So I was like, oh my God, he's going to come back and kill them.
You're so right. Wait, that's actually crazy. Okay, yeah, that's funny. Yeah, we'll insert a photo.
So I was a bit scared.
Huh. Okay. Well, so when the boys end up getting back, it did change the vibe a little bit. I think everybody was kind of happy because they were like, yay, finally, like we get to socialize and like have everybody here. But it was also a little bit more about like making those impressions and coupling up was not the focus.
Oh, I just know I would like, I'm like, nobody would choose me. I'm so annoying.
No, they would choose you. I would have a really hard time with the not talking about yourself piece. Because like, how do you, they kept saying that the only thing that you could make conversation about is like what you're doing. So it's like, oh, I'm going to walk inside now. Oh, how's the weather today? Like, what do you mean you can't talk to each other about your personal lives? Like, how do you have a conversation like that? It's so weird. It's like a form of
that is true.
Torture in my eyes. It's like to have to think so much about what you're saying, because you have to be on all the time of like thinking about what you're saying.
But wouldn't you also think it's kind of like a test to like how not full of yourself you could be? Where it's like if all you do
Yeah,
is
which
talk
is
about
why I would
yourself.
fail.
Yeah. But I wonder if that was also like a psychological thing for them because they're picking like the most attractive people who, if you're going
Yeah.
off of like, you know, ideals of them, like they're probably taking care of themselves, talking about themselves, X, Y, and Z. Not everybody, but I'm not like that and I'm beautiful. So
Yeah, you'd have a hard time too, don't you worry.
yeah, you're right. You're right. Anyway, so as soon as the boys kind of they let them rest for a little bit. Very fair. Candace decides, okay, we're going to show them around the compound, kind of show them the grounds, and so they
Because it's
split up
big.
into a few groups. Candace, huh?
I was saying it's big. The compound's big. There's like a
Yeah,
whole tennis court, and then there's like a back maze, and then there's a big garden area. Like it's
I
big.
know. I know. It's to me in my mind it seemed small because I just thought of like the house, but yeah, that's like the Love Island villas. Like they're huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, except when I did it on Caesar's Palace.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. Yes. My friend was on that
um,
season. Shout out.
they decide to show the guys around, and that's when Lily's initial interaction with a few of the boys is, specifically with Sam. So I didn't know, like I think I was just like on edge the whole time because I did not trust any of these jokers. And so when she first started talking to Sam and he like brushed his arm like by her, she was like, "Oh my gosh, like what's going on?" And then she kind of kept talking herself out of trying to actually like bond with him, which I thought was her being in her head, but also maybe just like keeping her options open. I felt like that was annoying that she kept just being like, "Oh no, I can't be with him."
Well, I feel like he wasn't like one of the more hot ones. Is that right? Like, I feel like out of all of the guys, there were a few that were standout, like really handsome, attractive. And I feel like Sam was one of the
Mm.
ones that was like good looking, but nothing like crazy. But then Ryan was like one of the hottest guys. And when he was showing interest in her, she's like, oh, well, you know.
Yeah, because she's like superficial like that. Yeah.
Yeah. But I liked Sam from the beginning. He seemed sweet.
I liked him. And that when I was reading that, I was like, oh my God, like this is her chance. Like
It's
she's gonna fall
happening.
in love. And then of course, she didn't. So another big thing was when I think this is like the beginning of when Lily gets there, she is remembering how when she was really little, she really wanted a trampoline. So she was begging her mom for a trampoline. I think one of her friends had a trampoline and she's like, I want one. I love a trampoline. I want a trampoline so bad. And her mom's like, we literally have no money. So she's begging her mom, really wants it, is telling her how much she wants it. And so her mom ends up one day being like, okay, I saved up enough and I got you a trampoline. Like it's out back. And she's overjoyed, so happy, like the best thing that could have ever happened to her. And every day for like, let's call it 2 weeks, she's on that trampoline from morning to night, like so obsessed with it. And then she kind of starts getting like not going on the trampoline, and her mom's like, I got you this trampoline, you wanted it so bad, like why are you not on the
She's like,
trampoline?
get your butt
And
out
so
onto that trampoline.
yeah, like get on the trampoline right now. And so she said she kind of starts saying that she starts feeling guilty, so then she goes to the trampoline and she's only going because she feels bad. And I think that kind of ties back to, I think it's more so to her fascination with like Ryan in the beginning, right? He's the number one guy, and she really wanted to be like known for her beauty, and she's beautiful, and she was ranked like number 2 or whatever. And so she's with Ryan, but like very quickly, it seemed to me that like the shininess wore off from Ryan, and she was just
Yeah.
like cruising by, not very excited, but she kind of really always came back to Sam. And I think that's another theme for her throughout. It's like she's so excited that first day when she gets the reward for her first personal task. And then, like, slowly she's kind of getting over it. And I think it's the same with what you were saying in the beginning, Nikki, of once you do well, you get better gifts, but then they start being as exciting because you don't need it. You're just
'Cause you
getting
can
them
have
and you're
whatever
just
you
getting
want.
things for
So
yeah,
it's
you can
like,
have whatever you want. So the excitement wears off.
yeah.
So I thought that was really interesting.
No, it was definitely a big parallel to like the idea of the prizes and then just like fame and riches in general. And just now I'm thinking of, I remember hearing about this study that was like there's a threshold for income related to happiness. It's like you would think, and for a while, it's like if you're making minimum wage versus if you're making enough to meet your needs and then have some disposable income, like you're going to be happier because obviously you need that to meet what you have to buy for your family and stuff. But then as it goes up into the like hundreds of thousands of dollars range, it actually kind of peaks off where it's like you think that getting all these flashy things and getting all this money and whatever is going to be so great. But then you kind of end up like, it's not as good as it seems. And it's like you want this so bad in the beginning, but then it's like, oh, it's actually not. Like it's like keeps feeding that hunger. Like you're never full, you know? Same thing with the prizes where it's like you think, oh, if I just have this one more thing, I'll be happy. But then you get it and you're like, well, I actually don't want that anymore. I want this. It's like always something new.
Or it's like, I don't even need that. Like sometimes I'll, like, for example, I got paid today and I'm like, ooh, what can I buy?
Yeah.
But I'm like, I literally don't need anything. And then I'll go and buy some new leggings and be like, I have 3 of these. It's kind of like, okay, it's exciting and then it's not. And then I'm like, oh, I should probably return that. It's like, there is a level of like, you don't need it. You just want it. And then at one point you also don't even want it.
Well, there's just something so addicting about the feeling of buying or getting something. And I definitely have that because it's like, it just, even if it's like buying something at the grocery store, like it feels good to get something new or like to get packages in the mail. Like it's so exciting. And it's like, that's a problem that you're feeling fulfilled in this way. And it's like Lily's been feeling that since she was a kid. So she's like the perfect contestant to be on this show.
Yeah, totally.
Interesting. Well, this is around the time also that the tasks start. Because at first, before the guys got there, they didn't have any of their tasks yet. But the way that the tasks work, kind of like we talked about in the beginning, is like there's a big communal one and then there's little individual ones. And the first challenge that they get as a group, because they kind of have just been like hanging around in weird little... Uh-oh.
Sorry.
Wow, you're sneezing?
I sneezed.
I should be the one sneezing. What's going
sick.
On? You have sympathy sneezes.
Sorry.
That was sympathy sneezing.
Yeah, sorry. I'm just like your best friend. So I don't know what you feel.
I know you're just worried about me. But yeah, so they're basically they don't have any creature comforts for the house. There's no furniture. There's nothing. So they are competing to win a couch, and all they have to do is everybody has to be able to hold their breath underwater in the pool for 60 seconds. They decide they're going to partner up, girl, guy, and switch off. So the guys go first. Everybody's able to complete it. It's not easy, but they're able to do it. And they were like, yeah, it's actually kind of harder than you think, whatever. Then the girls go. Most of the girls are able to do it. Lily and a few of the other girls have to redo it again because they weren't able to do it in the full 60 seconds.
Yeah.
And they're like, that's okay. There's no time limit. Like, take your time, whatever. So they're like, cool, we're going to do it again. They do it again. Lily's able to complete it. The only person who wasn't able to complete it is Becca. So Lily, sweet girl, she's hanging in with Becca. She's like, hey, girl, we're going to try it again. You can do it. No matter what she does, she can't do it. And little Tom.
Becca's like kind of freaking out.
Well, Becca's kind of freaking out. She like doesn't seem to love the challenge anyway. She's kind of scared of it. And at first, like, her and a couple of other people are like, you know what? Let's just like not worry about it. It's okay. It's stressing you out. Like, clearly you're scared. You're fine. Like, she was really panicking about it. And they're like, it's just for a couch. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Tom.
And it's like, we'll try again later.
Yeah, we'll try again later. Oh no. Tom said, not on my watch. That freaky weirdo comes over, basically like chit chats with them for a little bit. And he's like, you know what? Let's just, boom. And he like presses her head under the water. He's like, just take a deep breath. And she's kind of looking at him like, what's going on? And he held her head under the water. He's like, Lily, start counting. And she was able to do it for 60 seconds. She came back up and then she was like clinging to her partner afterwards. She was like freaked out. And
the way that was like so traumatic. He's like, okay, Becca, hold your breath now.
Yep.
I'm like, sir?
It was just it really showed how early, and for such a, you know, in theory, small reward. It wasn't like it was something they needed. It wasn't food. It wasn't comfort or like water or anything. It was like just like a comfort item, a couch. Like, who needs that? And it just shows like what lengths that they'll go to, especially Tom, because we know Tom is a freaking psycho. inflicting harm upon another person just for a couch, like this early on.
Full PTSD. He was drowning her. Like, I'm sorry, because I'm going to say it. I'll say it. He literally was drowning her.
But then I wonder also, do you think that Lily is just as at fault as Tom? Because she was standing right there. Yes. She didn't try and stop him.
I thought it was so weird. But I remember Lily saying something like, even if I tried, he would overpower me. He's too strong, kind of thing.
But it's like, even the fact that she didn't say, like, stop, what are you doing? Like, this is not right.
I know. That was weird.
It's
like her moral compass is a bit, ooh.
Yeah. So that was just kind of like the first little inkling that we got that this is going to get dark quick. And I was kind of wondering, like, the way that this show is set up is it's just a social experiment. It's like, how far are you going to go and what are you willing to compromise with your morals in order to get free shit? It's crazy. And Tom,
I thought it was crazy. I thought it was, no.
Tom was like, a free pass to be a psychopath? Get me signed up, girl.
That's what the whole freaking thing was for him. Like, sorry, as you know, like, I hate Tom. I hope all of you do as well.
Oh, don't we all?
But also, I think it kind of did show how far Lily goes, and she's quiet and she's beautiful and everything, but she's also a little bit crazy.
Yeah, I felt bad for her in a way, because I think she just, obviously she had like a rough childhood. As we start learning a little bit more about her mom and how her mom just like really doesn't care about her that much. It's like she has trauma, so she doesn't really know how to act, but also like, girl, you know in your head that this is not right. It was like she knew that it was like scary what he was doing, but I think it goes back to her being so passive that she was like, I'm not really gonna like interfere, and he's gonna just overpower me anyway. So
yeah,
but she starts growing back.
That was very traumatic for me.
That was really spooky. But they got their couch, so
so thank goodness now they can go freaking take a seat, watch TV. Oh wait, no, they can't.
Crazy.
And essentially, this is kind of like the first task. We get a glimpse into, I guess, like the tasks themselves and each person as well. So another thing that they end up encountering is they slowly but surely kind of forget that guys eat like 3 times as much as girls. Oh, and God. So they end up running out of food. And starting to run out of
bread
food
and bananas and stuff. That was like it.
Yeah, they like had to be like living off of bananas for a while, and in order to get food, they again had to do tasks, but none of the tasks were giving them the food. It was like random little things that they would get. They would get like bean bags, or they would get like lawn chairs, and they're like, okay, well, we literally need food.
They were like making fun of them.
They end up finding. Maybe Niki, you could talk about this because this might be your favorite part when they find like Seb.
Genuinely one of my standout parts of the entire book. I don't know why it affected me so much, but basically they're like exploring the house, and they know about this little weird room. Like there's a lot of rooms in the house that haven't really been like occupied because they don't have any furniture. Like what are they going to do? They go into this little creepy gray room, and they see Seb sitting in there, and he's got his nasty, grimy little hand shoved into a big thing of strawberry jam. And she was saying specifically that it was like the size that you use when you're preparing for the apocalypse. Like one of those big Costco sizes of jam, and he's shoveling it into his mouth. And as they catch him, they're like, dude, where the hell did you get this food? And he's like, oh, I won it in a personal task. And he's shoveling it down. And I was like, oh, it was so, because to me, it felt really animalistic. It's like they walked in. You know how, like, I don't know if you guys ever see on TikTok when cats get a hold of like a bread bag or a piece of chicken and you're trying to pull it out of the cat's mouth and they're going, "Rrr." Have you seen videos like that?
No, I haven't.
Oh my God, it's so funny. I wonder if I can insert a clip here.
Cheeto. Are you serious?
But it's like this really primal animalistic nature to like hoard food, I think. And it felt like so early on. It's like, dude, you know that they're not going to let you guys starve. I mean, in theory, they're not going to let you guys die or starve or whatever. It's like, why wouldn't you get on people's good side and just share? It's like, that's so weird.
Because they're all selfish a-holes.
They're selfish, but it's just crazy because it was like again, really early on. They're only a couple days in, and he's already hoarding food this way, and it was so spooky. And then, of course, they immediately banished him. They're like, bye, what the heck, you weirdo?
Yeah, and the next one they're like, okay, and you're gone. And then they get to take their stuff with them. You know what was another task that kind of rubbed me the wrong way is Lily gets a few personal tasks. One of them is to, go and talk to Sam, and they kind of have a little bit of a tiff because she's being annoying and she can't just talk to him. She had to make it a task, and I think he kind of realized too slightly, and so he got annoyed because he thought that they kind of liked each other. Anyway, was when she had to wear just one of Jacintha's dresses and wear it all day, and she was like, okay, I guess I'll go wear her dress for a hairbrush or something.
Yeah, weird. And
It
it's
was
like
weird
they
to
can't
me.
discuss what they're like, if what they're doing is a personal task. And I think she kind of walks out in Jacintha's dress, and Jacintha's like looks at her, and they're looking at each other, and she's kind of like, oh, it must have been for a task, like whatever. But you could tell that she was
Yeah.
kind of annoyed.
Yeah, I mean, it was weird to me.
It's
I
just all about
I don't know.
where do you draw
Her
the
moral
line?
compass. Yeah, exactly.
Because it's like that to me seems
it's like-
harmless. Like wearing her dress, yeah, maybe she'll get annoyed, whatever. But then it's like holding somebody under the water. Where do you draw the line? Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, but it's like they kept having to do personal tasks for stupid stuff.
Yeah,
like
really
for
stupid.
a comb, for a lipstick. Like, you don't need that. So why would you go and shit on the street?
Oh my God. Is that happen? That happens around this time, I think, as well. Who is that did that? What-
It's Susie. Okay, wait. Let's we can get to that in like literally 1 second.
okay,
but,
that happens later. That happens. Oh, we'll get to that, girl.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So that was very traumatic for Nikki to have to read that Seb was shoveling it in. But again,
yeah.
he gets banished. Peace and love. He's gone.
So they can get some meat.
Sorry.
They banish him for meat, right?
Yes.
Because like literally right after they find him with the
banish him?
food, they're like, okay, now if you'll get a bunch of meat if you banish someone, and they're like, perfect, we got one. Like, get
Yeah.
the heck out.
So he's gone. He's gone. Right now they have literally a mountain of meat that they will be able to eat, lamb, everything, she says. And for whatever reason, Andrew and Tom kind of take it upon themselves to be like, you know what, we need a little bit more order in the house, which I think at the time, and to me as an outsider, I think there did need to be order.
Yeah.
So essentially, Tom and Andrew become the leaders of the house, self-appointed, and they get to assign people to be in different departments. So like Lily is in like cleanup in the kitchen duty, Candace and someone else are on making dinner, so they're in charge of food forever. Jacintha and Sam are in charge of like being like
outside.
woodworkers and contractors and like fixer-uppers. So they're like fixing the doors, like going around the house and keeping it tidy, which I think was helpful.
Yeah.
I think things got out of hand, but essentially that's when the roles start to take place and they get into like a good little rhythm, doing tasks and working together because now they're a team and a family or whatever. But one thing that I think is like a character thing about Andrew that I noticed and then reflected on, and I was like, he's a dang fool, but he kept using big words, right? So he kept using a bunch of big words very, very wrong. So he would say things like expository instead of like being impressive, or there was like a few other words where he just kind of was using them way wrong, but he was so animated and so happy, and he was such like a leader and like a hype man that no one wanted to call him out on it.
Yeah.
And I think it kind of goes back to him feeling like he needed to be like validated by everybody, and he was the self-appointed leader, and he was using all these big words, and he was, hyping everyone up. But at the end of the day, like no one really gave him that role. Like no one believed in him enough to do that. He just kind of did it on himself.
Yeah.
And throughout the book, he and Candace are paired up. And so we kind of end up learning a little bit that like Candace is actually who's been helping him throughout and feeding him all the information that he has been bringing to the team as his own, which I feel like happens quite a bit.
Oh my God. To me, it was giving like the president and the first lady or whatever, where it's like, or any household with a man, where it's like the man is like seen as the head of household, but it's like the woman who's making all the decisions.
Yeah.
So
no, literally.
But yeah, Andrew's character was interesting because I liked him because it was like he was kind of like a big dummy who
Frat boy.
yeah, he was like a big frat boy who was trying to seem smarter than he was, and I think that was like an insecurity thing, but it was kind of sweet because he was like the hype man and everybody seemed to really like him. So I was like, I didn't have a problem with him, but I did think it was interesting how they kept talking about that, how everyone like at first was like liked him and then they started getting annoyed where it's like, dude, you're not using those words correctly, like get it together. Yeah.
In the beginning, I think they all were being very patient with each other, and then slowly but surely they're like, and you are just pretty and have nothing in your noggin kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
crazy.
Another one of their tasks later in part 1 is that they get to reveal their jobs, which I think is a big one because they've all kind of speculated, and you can guess what their job is, but they can't tell you. That they're like trying to find loopholes around that. And I think Lily is said to be a beauty counter retail worker.
Yeah.
Like kind of like
she
one of the
works
girls
like
at like the Lancome or like Charlotte Tilbury. Huh?
Yeah. I was like, she works at Sephora.
Yeah, she literally works at Sephora. And her guess was that Andrew was a project manager, and I think that was correct.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was interesting too because after
was,
that, she was like, I wish I wouldn't even have known. Like, I wish we could just go back to when we were all guessing. And it's like, why? Like, don't you want to know about these people? But she's really about being in her safe little bubble. And she's like, everything is easier when I don't actually know the truth. Like, I'd rather we just went back to how it was.
But that's because I think she kept comparing. Like, when you don't know, you can't compare. You can try, you can like in your brain think about it. But when she was like, oh, Tom is probably X, Y, and Z. And then he was literally a financial analyst.
Yeah. And she already feels
and then
what's the word I'm looking for? Not insignificant, but
I know what you're trying to say.
Incompetent. You know what I mean? Like, she doesn't feel good about her job compared to others. And so now that she knows everybody has like these cool jobs, she's like, oh God. But then she also
trying to use big words.
I know. She also finds out that Ryan is a lifeguard, isn't he? And she's like, oh. But then Sam is like something fly, and she's like, oh, well, I wish that I was with Sam.
Yeah. But that's the thing, too, with like her shiny new toy. It's like, it didn't end up being what she wanted. Like, she got the trampoline, and guess what? She doesn't want to play on it anymore. She wants to go do something else.
She doesn't want to play on the
lifeguard
anymore.
And that is be with Sam, the architect. Yeah, no. She doesn't want to play mermaids anymore. Jeez.
Yeah.
So,
funny.
Throughout the book, another big thing is that Tom, who, as you guys can tell, we're like such huge fans of, Tom was attacked in the desert, and he's kind of not been sleeping well, and he's been like on guard since he got to the house, like making sure that the fence is like trying to get fixed because he's like, things could come in, we could get attacked while everyone is asleep. And so we find out that Tom did get attacked by a wild dog while they were in the desert, like trekking into the compound, which like I did not believe that was the true story for whatever reason. I don't know why.
Well, that's what all the guys
said. But it ends up being true, allegedly.
But nobody was there to see it, right? Wasn't Tom by himself when it happened, but he brought the bone back and he's like, look, this is the bones of my enemies. Like, here's my wound in this bone.
Yeah. I don't freaking trust him.
I don't trust him either, but then the fox gets in, the fox, quote unquote.
That was another thing that I felt like I didn't get closure on was, well, one, I think Tom from the beginning, obviously with the trying to drown Becca and him being just like a weirdo overall, we get the sense that there's something off about him.
Yeah.
And so we heard about the wild dog, fine. Then one morning, I think Lily wakes up from like a big crash sound and Ryan's gone from her bed. And so she's like, oh my God, he's literally left me, and or what's going on? She runs to the kitchen and she sees Tom and Sam. Is it Sam or Andrew?
I think Andrew, maybe.
And Tom says that like a fox got in and there was urine on the floor of the kitchen.
And then she had to clean it up.
Question mark. Like, I don't know, but she did not believe him. And she's like, oh, what color was the fox? And he's like, oh, red. And she's like, in her head, she's like, all the foxes in the desert are brown or like gray or whatever.
Yeah.
And so that kind of doesn't add up. And it's like a weird detail where I'm like, I hate Tom.
No, that was weird. And she kind of, I don't know if she said this explicitly or just like insinuated that he might have peed on the floor and been like oh, haha, like watch these girls clean it up. Like it's like a power trip, which I totally believe. It's like he manufactured this attack because he wants to A, seem necessary to keep around because he's the protector, and B, it's like this creepy thing where it's like a, ooh, I'm more powerful than you, like clean up my pee, you wench, you know? I'm like, you're a freak.
Oh, I hate him.
There's something so wrong with him, genuinely. He's so weird. And it's funny because, well, in my head, first of all, I was thinking Tom Sandoval this entire time because his name is Tom and I think he looked and acted like Tom Sandoval. But I also like know people in real life who I can picture and of course would never name that are like this. And I'm like, that's actually crazy. Like, you're actually a freak.
Ew.
Yeah.
What, you need to text me who you're talking about.
Yeah.
I was picturing, because they said he's like medium and like buff and like disturbing. I was picturing like, forgive me, Lord, but like literally Joe Rogan.
Wait, yeah.
Like a freaking creep.
See, I'm picturing like Joe Rogan build with Tom Sandoval's face and attitude. Because Tom Sandoval is like psychopath energy behavior, like the way he looks and acts. I hate to say.
Sorry, like that was so Joe Rogan.
Yeah, for sure. It's, well, yeah. I have a lot more that I want to say, and I hope you guys can know what I'm thinking. But yeah, it's super weird, and that just kind of like starts off the not even mystery behind Tom, but it's just he's a bit deceptive the way that he moves throughout the compound. So for one of their next tasks, they are in desperate need of a door. And after the Tom encounter with the quote unquote fox, they're like, we really need a front door. We can't let, an animal come through. Like, we're in danger, blah, blah, blah. And so they're trying to do little tasks to get a wood for a door or anything to like basically block out the front door. So one of the tasks is you will get wood if you send someone out to the desert until sunset or something. Okay, but before they go out to the desert, we have Susie's duties. Because they're outside at night and Lily's in the pool and I think she was like talking to Ryan or something like that. Or what's his name? Ryan.
Sam? Yeah, Ryan. The lifeguard.
Yeah. Okay, so she's outside talking to Ryan and she's in the pool and she looks over and Susie's like walks up and she's like sort of in the shadows and she looks over. Susie is literally taking a shit, steaming hot. She said she could see steam on the concrete outside while they're being filmed, mind you. What is wrong with you, Susie?
And she goes, don't look at me.
I was like, girl, you better be winning something really good for that because there's no way. Like, are you serious? What could you even be winning that would make you do that on national television? Goodbye.
No, that was insane. And also, like, can you poop on command?
I mean, I think if I had, like, she could probably have just, like, built it up.
Yeah.
Like brewed it up throughout the whole day and been like, oh, it's time to shine. But like that's a really crazy thing to be doing.
Yeah, it was a bit traumatic reading the steam coming out from the concrete.
Susie girl.
Yeah, that was a bit, I was unwell.
Anyway, so we already know Susie's a little kooky. So then they do the going a banishment into the desert.
Yeah, so someone has to get banished and they end up, I actually thought this was pretty fair. They're like, nobody wants to do this. Let's draw sticks.
Yeah.
And so Susie ends up drawing the shortest end of the stick. And so she gets banished to the desert. And Lily says, like, let's just send her out 30 minutes before and then we can go grab her. And someone says, no, she needs to be out there longer because what Nikki was saying before, the longer and the better you perform the task, the more you will get in rewards.
Yeah.
And so I thought this was sad. And she was like, wait, you guys are going to let me go?
Mm-hmm.
And her mate, Evan, is like, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm so sorry you have to go. And he was kind of unwell, but they send her away for a while. And then they're waiting for her to come back. And she's kind of like not coming back. I think I'm going to say they sent her out for 6 hours. Like,
she was
like a long time.
Yeah.
And she ends up slowly coming back and they see that she's kind of beat up and she's like bites around her ankle. Yes, so sunburned, like dehydrated. They had packed food for her, but like, sorry, you're in the desert. That's insane. She comes back and she's like, I ended up stepping on like some snakes and she got bit. And then she's like, I was trying to come back and I got lost and I got turned around and I forgot which way was east. Like, sorry, poor girl is fully traumatized.
She was unwell and the boys were trying to tell her like, oh, the first thing you need to do is go find shelter. And she was like, I couldn't really find any shelter. And so she's like so torn up and she's so burnt and like had heat stroke. And so of course they're going to let her rest for a while, but she was like not the same after that. There was something seriously wrong with that girl.
No, fully unwell. And that ends, sorry, you guys, that ends part 1 of 3 of this book.
Okay, so yeah, now we're on to part 2. Things have been changed a little bit. Like the energy has changed. It's getting a little bit more sinister. People are kind of starting to ramp up and go home. So Susie's all out of it. Everybody's kind of at this point like she's going to be the next to go, clearly, because she's not adding anything. She's aggressive and like lashing out on people and stuff. And this is also when Lily ends up going outside to, I forgot why she was outside. She was like walking over to the shower. I think it was for a task maybe. And she comes up and, oh, you know what? It was for a task. They're like, oh, go take a shower nude in public. And it's because the producers were obviously saw that they were in the shower together and they're like going to push her together. She goes and sees Ryan in the shower with that little.
Is it with Mia?
I think it was Mia, wasn't it? Or no, Vanessa.
I thought it was Vanessa.
Vanessa, you're so right. It was Vanessa, that little witch. So she has to kind of confront him about it. He's sort of giving her the spiel at first of like, well, I still love you. I still love you. And one of the things that he said to her that I thought was really weird was he was like, well, I still love you, Lily. And she was just kind of being quiet. And he said, aren't you going to say anything? I said, I love you, Lily. And I'm like, dude,
no, I'm not.
You've been cheating on her like, what? Like what? No, she doesn't have anything to say to you. That was weird.
And like one thing about Ryan's character is a few things. He was always working out and him and Lily like kissed pretty early on. I don't know if they said that anybody else was kissing, but they like kissed pretty early on. He like kissed her and she was like, okay, like we're kissing now, I guess. Like this is great. And she was pretty content with him. Like I think she was cruising for a little bit, but when he would try to make like a move on her to take it to the next step beyond kissing or whatever, she would kind of be like, no, like I don't want to do this on camera. And he's like, okay, don't worry. Like, of course, like I know exactly what you're talking about. Like, let's not do this. Whatever you want, we'll go at your pace. And on the outside, like we can do whatever we want. Okay, little did she know it's because he was getting it somewhere else from Vanessa and her voluptuous booty.
He's such a weirdo. But then
he's such a weirdo. And before confronting Ryan about the cheating, do you remember they had to do the kissing challenge? Where
that was so Love Island coded.
Member had to kiss the other. Each member had to kiss each other in the house.
Yeah.
And so the first one to go is Andrew. And he's like kissing Candace and like smoocheroo, kisses all the girls. And then he goes and takes a seat. And Candace is like, oh, sweetie, you got to kiss the boys too.
Yeah.
And he goes and he like kisses all of them.
And Andrew's like, okay.
Yeah. And he's like, okay, perfect. And then obviously there's a turn where Sam has to kiss Lily. And Sam has been coupled up with Becca this whole time. And they've been, you know, best friends. They've been sleeping together, maybe not smooching, maybe not canoodling, but like they've hung out and it looks like they get along, Becca and Sam. And so Lily's like, wait, now that Ryan's cheating on me, like maybe I can make it more obvious to Sam that I like him. Sam kisses her and she's like tongue in the mouth. And he's like, oh, okay, I guess we're doing this. And then when it's her turn to kiss Sam, she like full on makes out with him.
Oh, she was giving the performance of a lifetime. It was giving heart rate challenge. And I was like, you go, girl.
Yeah. And so Ryan looks at her like, what are you doing? And then she's like, I looked at him and he like immediately knew that I knew that he had cheated.
Yeah. I
and then that's when the confrontation takes place.
And of course,
that was crazy.
Once she talks to all the girls about it, everybody's on her side basically, about like what happened with Ryan. And I think the kind of the consensus in the compound is like, okay, Ryan's the next one to go.
Yeah.
Because they
and they're all rallied behind her, which I did appreciate.
Yeah, I did too.
Ryan ends up obviously being banished. They end up having to vote someone out. And so because it's a vote, she needs to secure people voting for him and not for her. And so Ryan ends up leaving. She goes and like is crying to Sam and he's like, I got you, girl. So after that, Lily is left vulnerable in theory and someone needs to come find her in her bed. And I wonder who that will be.
Oh, I think we all know. Sammy boy.
Sammy, your Uncle Sam, you're up. No, you're not Uncle Sam. Wait, have you heard of the word unk?
Okay. Yes, there's a Brittany Broski audio. Oh my God, I wish I could remember it. She's like, I've unfortunately found out that I'm cooked and I'm also unk, but it's not cooked. It's like I'm cracked or something. No, not cracked. I don't really know what unk means, but I think it's not a good thing.
Oh, I've seen that everywhere
I thought
recently.
It was like ugh, like oogle. I'm unk.
I thought it was like body of an uncle, like a weird uncle.
Okay, let's see. Unk meaning. Unk is a slang term derived from uncle, and it is used humorously to refer to someone who is acting or seeming older than their age. Oh, me. Or who is exhibiting behaviors considered outdated or out of touch. I'm so unk, like it's not even funny.
I thought it was like built like an unk. No?
Or like an orc. You know an orc?
No.
Like orcs are like these weird like fairy things, kind of. Orc.
Like an orca?
No, not like an orca. Like, I'll insert a photo of an orc, but let me just show you, Mariana. This is us right here.
Ew! Niki.
I'm an orc and you're an unk. We're unky orcs.
Go to your auntie unk.
Auntie orc, orky unky unk.
Oh my god.
No, that's
okay.
terrible.
Okay, we gotta wrap this up.
Yeah, okay. We're being a little unk right now. We need to stop that.
I don't know why I thought of that.
Well, you know about getting cracked?
No.
When you get like the D, people are like, oh yeah, I got cracked last night.
Excuse me.
I got cracked by an orc. When it was so unk.
By an unk.
Yeah, I got unked by an orc. Okay, you go.
Nikki's delusional because she's sick.
Yeah,
Have you taken any cough medicine today?
No, I haven't.
Oh,
I'm up on that codeine
perfect.
cough syrup, yeah.
And so Lily ends up in bed with Sam.
I've been drinking unk. I've been cracked by my unk.
Lily ends up in bed with Sam after a reshuffle, which then means that...
You know who got cracked by their unk?
Sam.
In Credence, you know the book I was telling you about? Where the girl gets with her step uncle or whatever. She's getting cracked by her unk. Anyway, okay. All right.
Okay, I don't want to hear that.
I'm done.
I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that.
I'm done. Okay. Sam?
Perfect. So Sam was in bed with Becca.
Sam wanted to get cracked by Lily. Okay. All right. I'm done. Stop. Take this seriously.
Stop. We're in the compound. I'm going to send you to the freaking compound. Sam and Becca were together, but then Lily wakes up to Sam moving over to her bed. So that means that Becca is vulnerable. And because Ryan was cheating on Lily with Vanessa, Tom was sleeping with Vanessa, and Tom leaves Vanessa and goes to Becca, which means Vanessa leaves the compound.
Well, now Becca has to deal with freaking Tom. Or, I mean, Becca,
yes.
yeah.
Unfortunately,
Becca,
who was almost drowned by Tom, now has to share a bed with Tom.
Psychopath.
And she later says that she would wake up and he was like stroking her hair. Like, sorry. Creeper.
Keep your hands to yourself, you absolute unk.
No. Nikki.
I'm sorry.
Get your shiz together.
I'm sorry, you guys. That's too funny. Tom is an orc and an unk. That's all I gotta say. But I feel like after this, he's an unky orc. You guys, I'm losing it. After this, Mariana, take this seriously. Nobody's laughing.
It's my bangs.
Here but you. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, I feel like front bangs are kind of unk. I'm just kidding.
If I put them like this, they kind of are.
No, they look cute. But okay, so I feel like after this, it was just kind of like this awkward time now in the compound where they're just sort of like, they just all are kind of bored, right? It's like nothing's going on. And this is where Lily has this reward where she's trying to get a white linen dress. She's like collecting all these nice things, you know, jewelry and clothes and whatever. Sister? Yeah, for who? Like, first of all, weird. But she's talking about it, about like getting these rewards. And she says, 2 days work it would have cost me. In the compound, I only had to drink a mouthful of expired milk and it was in my post box within minutes. And I was like, what the hell is wrong with you? Like,
I thought that was crazy too.
The way that she was talking about it, I only had to drink this expired milk. It's like she's making it seem so no big deal. Like, oh, it was just this trivial little easy thing I had to do to get this dress. And it was a super nice dress. But it's like, again, where do you draw the line? Like that to me or to anybody seems crazy, but it's like, okay, maybe you wouldn't drink expired milk, but would you eat hot sauce or like, would you eat something you didn't like? Like, it's like, where do you draw the line?
Yeah, it's like, I only had to cut off one of my fingers.
But then it's like, okay, maybe you'd cut off one of your fingers if the reward was $1 million. It's like, there's always, it's kind of like those would you rather games we all play with friends where it's like, how much would I need to pay you to drink a mouthful of expired milk? Because maybe I wouldn't do it for a linen dress, but I would drink a mouthful of expired milk for $2 million. You know what I mean? It's like everybody has a price. Yeah. So that's the weird part about all of this too.
I'm like, is it a linen dress from Reformation?
Yeah, I'm like, where's the dress from? Thank you, Reformation, for this gift. No, but it's like this whole entire thing is a test of what is worth it to you and what is not. It's like, is it worth it just to say that you won or like for the competition of it all? Because I feel like for Tom, he'll do this shit for free. He's like, yeah, I'm going to do it just because I'm a weirdo and I like it. Some people, it's like, okay, if you give me enough reward, like maybe I'll do it then. If you give me a sports car, like sure, you know?
Yeah, that I know. I thought that was really weird of her too. And I think she did that quite a bit with like just random things. I think it was that fine line for her of like, you don't really need this. You just want things. Like it's like consumerism and like capitalism pushing all of this thing on you, making you feel like you need it, but you really don't. Like you don't need another white linen dress.
No.
At myself, at all my freaking Lulu leggings. Like, so I kind of noticed too a few details throughout where they would talk about like their hair and like how long it got. And I think that was a way for them to kind of also show like the passing of time. Like Tom's hair was like short when he first got there, and then by the time that he was going fucking crazy, it was like up to his shoulders. It was like I feel like that was kind of like an interesting thing too to see how time passed, because once they're in there, they actually don't know what day it is.
Well, that was another thing. I didn't write the quote down, but Lily at one point when she found out that Becca was keeping like a calendar, she was like, it never even occurred to me to ask for a paper and pen. She just kind of got there and she was like, okay, well, we don't know what time it is. Like, what? Yeah. I'm like, you didn't ever think to say, hey, maybe I should get something to write so that I can like keep a record. It was just really weird. It's like she was like so just something following orders and so complacent.
I know. I wonder if I would be that way too, though. Like when you just are so, is aloof the right word? You're just kind of like dee 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 dee.
Yeah. Well, and I feel like you probably go into it thinking like you're not going to feel disillusioned by the passage of time, where it's like, oh, I don't think I'm going to care if I don't know what day it is because I'm here in this paradise and we're getting all these rewards. But I feel like after a while you need to crave some sense of normalcy, where it's like even when I watch Survivor, they always have like a tally of all the days and stuff, and like they know what day it is because they feel like they have to, you know? It's like when you're on an island. They also didn't know the
time.
Yeah, super weird.
But I thought it was interesting that she was the only one that ever woke up early, whatever early meant to them. She was always the first one up.
Yeah.
Did you notice that?
Yeah, that is true. And then Andrew kept being like, you need to wake me up.
Yeah.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me of in Love Island, a lot of the contestants afterwards always talk about how they don't have any clocks or anything, and so they don't know what time they wake up and go to sleep. But on that show, they get woken up and told to go to bed by the producer. So some nights they wake up and they feel, they're like, I can tell we literally only got 4 hours of sleep. And it's kind of another way of like keeping you so tired and disillusioned that it forces you to be crazy, where it's like they give you alcohol and you're out in the heat and you're getting 3 hours of sleep a night. Like, of course people are going to act psycho because they're exhausted. Like, it's not good conditions to be living under. This is the same thing where it's like they're constantly looking over their shoulders because they're worried somebody's gonna, do something to them, and they're worried about getting banished, and they're trying to get their tasks done and whatever. It's like
it's not even relaxing.
No, it's not relaxing because there's always something to be worried about, whether that's each other or the freaking dogs or whatever. So it's like they kind of it forces them to act a bit crazy on top of the fact that they don't know what day it is, what time it is. It's like super disillusioning.
I know. I think that would drive me insane.
Yeah, me too. Ugh, weird.
But I also think I would sleep through all of the producers trying to wake me up.
Yeah, no, for sure. I would, if I was in the compound, I'd be asleep the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I could be like, ooh, perfect. Anyway, so slowly but surely people start kind of, I would say, like, getting fed up.
Yeah.
So, like, one of them being Jacinta and Carlos.
Oh, that was sad.
Things start to slow down. I know that was a bit sad, and I know that, like, Lily was crying and very unwell when Jacinta decided to go home. I think they left willingly after being there for a few days and not really feeling like there was any purpose to it anymore.
Because she didn't like Carlos. And this was another weird play on. There's just so much symbolism in this because she was like, she liked, I think it was Marcus, right?
Marcus.
And then Marcus got sent home. And she was really upset about that because she's like, guys, I liked him. And I've told you over and over, I don't like Carlos, but we're the only 2 Black people in here. And everyone's pushing us together. Yeah. Everyone assumes, like, you guys are the token Black couple. Like, just because you are Black, like, you have to be together. And she's like, we just don't get along that. Like, we're not romantically inclined that way. And I feel like
she mentioned it in the beginning too. She's like, oh, well, there's probably going to be one Black guy and they're probably going to want to couple us up together.
Yes. And I feel like that's so similar to how reality TV is now. It's like you kind of just typecast everybody, and it's like, just because you were the 2 Black people, like, we expect you to pair up. And if it's not done that way, it, like, feels weird. And so she kind of was stuck into this cycle where she's like, why am I even here? This is not the guy who I'm interested in. Like, this is so stupid.
Yeah. And she ended up going to Marcus for a hot second, but then had to be back with Carlos. And she said he wouldn't leave her alone. Like, he was kind of, like, annoying.
Well, and there was also a lot of, like, microaggressions because I remember, I think she mentioned something about how she never got anything for her hair, right? Yeah. Where she was like, all the other girls got hot tools and all this stuff. And, like, she never got anything that really, like, fit with her style.
And then none of the wigs... Yeah, like, none of the wigs were for her hair type.
Yes. Nothing was right for her. And it's like this kind of sort of sinister undertone of, like, because she's not following the status quo and being with Carlos, they're not going to give her anything that fits her true identity. It's like whitewashing. And it was very, like, she was just fed up with it. And she was like, I can't be here anymore. I'm
surprised she didn't leave earlier, like, when Marcus did. But I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
I know I did have a soft spot for Jacinta. She was such a fixer-upper. Like, she literally was so handy. Obviously built the door, like, immediately was building the shower or the curtain for the toilet. Because, like, they got there and there was no door for the toilet. So I did like her. And I think with Lily's relationship to her too, she left. But even before that, her and Lily weren't as close because she was with Sam now. And that was all consuming to her.
Yeah. And she kind of was like, I feel like I haven't even talked to you in so long. Like, where have you been? And Lily's like,
and she's like,
with my men.
Yeah. So
yeah, they leave. And then this is when we find out about Tom and how he not accidentally, like, kind of intentionally reveals that he slept with Mia in order to get the record player. He's like, well, yeah, like, I got this record because Lily saw that he had this record player that he had really been wanting. And he's like, well, all you had to do is sleep with Mia to get it. And then they're like, you can't reveal what you've been doing for your personal tasks. You're going to get a punishment. And he gets boiled in the hot tub, which was crazy.
Sorry, I didn't piece those 2 things together. I thought that they had, like, just burn him because he's a fool.
No, it's because anytime either you harm another person or you reveal your personal task or whatever, you get punished for it. Or if you reveal, like, whenever you break the rules or whatever. And so I think that was his punishment, is, like, he got burnt in the tub, which was so creepy because he was, like, flailing around and had to jump out, and he was, like, had all these, like, burns on him. Ugh. That was crazy.
I was also like,
But I was also like, haha, you weirdo.
I know.
Um,
So when he shows, or when Lily sees his record player and he reveals everything, he's burned and everything, then she goes back because one of her tasks, and this is again like, why couldn't she find someone else? Like, why does she have to go after Tom? I
she
thought
hates
this was
Tom.
weird. One of her personal tasks was to break someone's
Prize.
personal
Or like
prizes.
reward, yeah.
Yeah. So she goes and she goes over to the record player and she just tick titty until
Risky
it cracks.
business, sister.
Very risky. And later is when Tom realizes like somebody effed with my shiz here. And he's like, Lily, can you come here for a second? And Sam's like, oh, I'll go with you. And she's like, no, no, don't worry. Walks up to, of course, we forgot to mention that Tom has literally like a room full of all of random prizes and things that he's been getting,
Yeah,
and
his like
who
little
knows
office.
what on earth he's done for all of his rewards.
Weirdo.
Psychopath. He is like, did you break my record player? And she's like, what are you talking about? Slaps her across the face like a psycho.
Literally attacks her and rips a wad of her hair out. He like,
And she's screaming bloody murder.
oh, and I picture it to be like a full like chunk because she
Yeah,
ends up
yeah.
having a little bald spot that like bleeds.
She says that he like turns it and pulls it. I thought it was like here, but that was where my bald spot was, so that's what I thought.
Oh, that was really freaky. And then
That was really
doesn't
freaky.
Sam retaliate? So then they like all start to fight.
So Sam hears her screaming bloody murder because he literally ripped off her hair and is like punched her, slapped her across the face.
Yeah.
She's crying. Sam comes running in. Candace comes running in. Sam punches Tom. So they get into like a fist fight, and you're not supposed to fight until there's 5 people in the
Yeah.
house. You can do whatever the heck you want. But this means that they're all going to get punished because you're not supposed to do that. And the house alarm comes on. And long story short, everyone's like, why did you fight him? And obviously he was protecting Lily. And so she feels a little bit of guilt of like, well, Tom only did that to me because I broke his thing. But he didn't say anything, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah.
And so because Sam was defending her honor, they all get punished.
Yeah. Because I think if more
What
than
this-
one of them does anything, they all get punished. And I think it was that they wake up to the smell of smoke, or they kind of like they run outside. They realize there's like all this commotion. They go outside, and the entire basically like front yard and outside of the compound is starting to burn. Because originally the shed where they kept all of their rewards, because Tom like built a shed out in the back or in the front, and they were keeping all of their like extra random rewards in there. That was set on fire. And I think the way that I interpreted it was that the producers meant to just set that on fire as a punishment, but it was so dry that it like an ember caught, and then basically their whole entire property is burning now.
Yeah.
So
yeah. And I remember earlier too, she says that she could see like fire burning
like
far,
out in the
far away.
distance. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was kind of, to me, must have been some symbolism there, because it was like, oh, what are those like red bushes out there? And somebody's like, no, those aren't red bushes, that's fire. And she's like, oh,
Yeah.
shoot. So then, yeah, now at this point, like, it kind of ruins everything. It was like they had built up this whole orchard area and a garden, and they had the duck pond and like the pool and all this stuff. It just goes to shit. There's ash covering everything. They've lost all of their extra rewards. Like, everything has kind of gone downhill, and this is where it was kind of like everybody's breaking point, where they kind of stopped wanting to take care of the house in general.
Yeah. I wonder too, like, if we really stopped and wrote an essay about this in AP Lit, like what the fire represents, and like it burning actually every single one of the rewards that they had won, because they're kind of starting from scratch. Like everything that they had like worked together for because they fought is gone.
Yeah.
And I feel like that also represented like where they were in their friendship too. It's like, you don't deserve all the things that you like worked together for because you're not working together anymore. So we're taking that away.
Totally.
And they get to start from the beginning, which I feel like sets them back, but their character has already done X, Y, and Z thing. So it doesn't reflect them being excited to do everything again and like win all the prizes. It's like, what do you do when you've gotten everything you wanted and now it's gone? Like, how are you going to react?
Yeah. It was very symbolic of the fight in general, because it's like the fight was the breaking point for everyone, where it's like you can't go back from this. And so it was like they destroyed their group's relationship, which meant that the fire destroyed what they had worked for. So it was kind of that parallel there. And this then takes us into part 3, where everything like truly starts going to shit and like bad stuff.
Everything goes to shit. The house is disgusting. No one wants to clean. No one wants to take their like department seriously. Like no one's making food. And basically Becca is the one that ends up speaking up surprisingly and saying like, okay, guys, we should start to work together again and start like recouping some of our stuff. We need toilet paper because I'm going to go shit in the street again if not.
Well, that was Susie. Yeah, but still. That's a threat.
They need toilet paper. They need food. Like, they don't have anything.
Yeah. And I don't remember who exactly it was that suggested the next task was to share who everybody had slept with. Wasn't it like...
So basically, the task was share everyone that you've slept with in the compound.
Yeah.
And I think everyone wanted to do it except for...
Andrew, I
think Lily was like, oh, we don't have to. Like, this is weird. And Andrew and Candace, and then they're like, okay, whatever, let's just do it.
Yeah.
Sam's like, oh, well, let's just do it. That's fine.
Yeah, and this is where we kind of go around and find out that because Andrew and Candace had been thick as thieves the entire time. This is where we find out, because originally Andrew lied. He was like, oh, just Candace. And then the screen never turned green. We find out that he had slept with Eloise and Carlos, which was T. Because, and then also it was kind of this weird moment where Lily and everybody was like, well, yeah, you don't think we're all straight in here, right? And she was like, oh, I mean, I guess not. And Lily was like, well, I'm queer too. And I was like, what? Like, that was so out of left field. But her and Candace like kind of had a little moment.
Because her and Candace were like trying to make out for so long.
Yeah, they were. But it was weird because Lily had never like touched on it in her introspection. So I thought that piece...
Yeah.
To me, I felt like that was unnecessary. I wish they would have, if they wanted her to be bi or however she was supposed to identify, like I wish that they would have expanded on that a little more earlier.
Yeah.
But yeah, at this point, Candace is like humiliated because she was obviously like really into Andrew and they had like this good thing going, and she's shocked because she doesn't know like what happened, and she was like, okay, I'm leaving. Like, this is ridiculous.
The moment that passes between Lily and Sam before the confession, she like looks at him and kind of doubts him, and she's like, I never should have trusted him. She's so wishy-washy about Sam the whole time.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm like her on the trampoline again. It's like she gets it and then she's like, I don't want it anymore, so I'm going to find a reason to doubt it.
Yeah.
And so for a split second, she's like, of course he slept with her. Of course he slept with Becca. And then it's like, okay, well, it was Andrew, so calm your tits.
Yeah. And that was interesting too, how in the past it was like when somebody like Ryan had been caught cheating, he was the one that everybody was like, hey, bye. Where in this case, Candace was so like humiliated and upset that she was the one who left and Andrew stayed. And I feel like this is also where people are starting again to like really start thinking about like, okay, maybe I don't want to be here anymore. And this is when Sam starts to float the idea to Lily of like, why don't we leave together? Like, we don't need to be here anymore. There's nothing here for us anymore. Like, this whole thing is supposed to be fun in a way, and like we're not having any fun. Like, this is not, it's miserable anymore. And he kept being like, come on, like, let's try and leave. And I was disappointed in her that she didn't leave with him, because I think that she does really like him, but she just couldn't get out of her head and she couldn't leave. Like, she was too invested at that point, and she was like, but I don't have anything on the outside to live for. And he's like, well, we could be together. And she's like, I don't know.
She's like, well, we could be together in here with all the things.
Yeah.
I was very conflicted on her not wanting to leave, because Sam says, like, she's like, I want to make it to the end. Like, I want to win. And he's like, I don't care about making it to the end. I stayed for you. Like, this entire time I stayed so I could get a chance with you. And now we're together and it's not enough. Like, that's how I would feel if I was Sam, which, again, why I don't want a second book is because he was never enough until she got everything. And then had nothing else to want. Like, you don't want to be that for somebody.
Yeah,
Okay?
she like had to learn the hard way. And I think this also was around the time when he was a little bit, I felt so bad for him because she was kind of trying to convince him like, look at all the things we can get here. Like, look at this beautiful necklace I have. It's real gold and I got it just from talking to you. And he's kind of like, whoa, what do you mean you got it from talking to me? It was like a slip. She accidentally let that out.
Yeah.
And I felt bad because it was like he was kind of questioning at this point. Then he's like, well, is this even real? Like, why you're just talking to me to get stuff, you know? So I think that was kind of when he was like, I'm out of here. Like, I can't do this anymore. I'm so sorry. But
yeah. And I hated her because she was saying, if he would have asked me one more time, I would have left. Like, girl, you would not have.
No.
You say that in retrospect, but like, you wouldn't.
I mean, it's giving The Other Side of the Door, Taylor Swift.
I don't know that. I know that song, but I don't know the lore. What is it about?
It's just giving like, I said leave, but all I really want is you to stand there. You know, it's like she keeps saying like, no, I'm not going to come. But all she wants him to say is like, please, please, please. She like wanted him to beg her.
But I hate that.
I hate that too. It's just manipulative.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway.
So then he leaves.
So then Sam leaves.
That.
And she's really sad until she starts doing tasks again.
Yeah.
Basically, Sam leaves and she's kind of mopey and everyone retires. So who is left? Let's recap. So this is part 3. So it is Lily. It is Tom. It is Andrew and Becca. Shocker, Becca made it to the end. So they all kind of go to their own little quarters, and then Becca ends up meeting Lily and saying, like, did you see, like, they shut off our water. There's no water, aka there's nothing to drink, and
Crazy.
There's no water in the toilet. We can't shower. There's literally nothing for us.
The pool had been drained.
The ponds and the
pond. No
so
irrigation for any of the
annoying.
produce. None of it.
Yeah. So the water gets shut off, and we find out that Becca actually has been hoarding some water in the maze, which the maze always kind of creeped me out. I kind of thought they were going to have to do like challenges in the maze.
Yeah, the maze kind of didn't really get touched on too much until the end, but they did talk about how some of the previous contestants had issues with the maze. I forget exactly what it was. They like got lost in there or something?
I thought they were like foofing in the maze.
Oh yeah, they were foofing in the maze. Well, anyways, Becca like found a hiding spot in the maze, and the boys were kind of like, dude, where's Becca? Like, what's going on? Because obviously in the desert, if you don't have water, like you're going to start feeling the effects of it pretty quick. So they're all looking for her. Lily finds her, shares the water with her, and she's like, okay, like bring me some food, come back. Don't tell the boys where I am because we need them to get really weak. And that way we can do a task and get some water back. Because the next task was going to be a foot race. And obviously the boys are going to be faster and either Lily or Becca is going to lose. So their strategy, which I thought was pretty smart, is they're like, okay, we're just going to secretly like link up. We're going to let the boys get really, really tired and weak and dizzy, which is what had started happening while they still eat and drink. And as this is going on, Lily is having a bit of a harder time to sneak away from the guys than she expected because they're all like kind of laying in the house. I think Tom knows something's going on. So he keeps kind of being like, Lily, don't leave. Like, you need to stay right here with me where I can watch over you, which on his part, I mean, smart. Like, he knew they were up to something. And because she keeps trying to sneak away. And at this point, like, Andrew's out of it. He's super dehydrated. He's not looking good. So it's like,
he probably wasn't even drinking any water throughout the whole day. Like,
no, literally.
Before the water got shut off.
They like find a little bit of ice and they're like licking the ice and like letting it like,
I know.
you know, melt a little bit to drink.
Reminds me of, if anyone knows this reference, the episode in Victorious where they're like stuck in the
I think I remember that
little RV and they're sharing water and they're like,
that's so funny.
That reminded me of that.
But we don't have this written down, but basically Lily goes back to see Becca and they're chit-chatting, and then Tom finds them and he comes in and he like freaks out, obviously, because he's like, oh, here you guys are, like, I knew you were hiding from me, whatever, and he attacks them. So then they're all fighting. He's trying to get the water. He like dumps, takes some drinks of it, like whatever, all this stuff. And he ends up breaking Becca's leg. like
No, he
a grade
literally
A
fully
psychopath.
slams her face to the freaking rock or something.
Yeah, he like curb stomps her and breaks her leg. And I'm like, Tom, there's something so quite literally wrong with you. She's unwell. They're like, okay, well, now we're doing this stupid race. Andrew, at this point, competed in the race, right? So, because when they end up racing, Tom and Lily are the first two to finish because they're both like relatively well at this point. Andrew and Becca are at the back kind of hobbling along together because Becca's like, okay, I guess I'm going to race. Andrew can barely finish this race, but Becca's leg is literally broken. They're kind of going together, and then Andrew like pushes away from her and he's like, sorry, Becca, like I had to. So he like kind of pushes her down and runs ahead, which, I mean, survival of the fittest, I guess. But at this point, Becca's like, okay, fine. Like now she's out. So now Lily's stuck with just these two psychos. She's here with Andrew. She's here with Tom. Surprise, surprise. Andrew gets taken out on med leave because he's like dying. So now she's just by herself.
He's literally like so dehydrated, hallucinating, calling her Candace. Like, sir?
He had to get medevaced out of there quick. And now she's alone with Tom.
And I remember her like describing like when Becca leaves and her going to bed. She's like, all I felt was pure, unadulterated terror.
Yep.
And I like, get me out of there. If I'm ever stuck in there with two boys, like, get me out.
Oh, it was so scary. And so she kind of realizes like she needs to do something to get rid of Tom at this point, because she's like, he's stubborn, he's going to be sticking around. Like, she's not going to get stuck here with him. So this is when she devises the plan, which I actually loved. She is trying to get away from him. And
I loved too.
She goes outside. She cracks a hole in the fence. She like breaks a hole through the barbed wire fence so that the animals can get in. She drops stakes all around the outside of the compound, and then she freaks out, Tom, help me, there's something out here. She locks him out with the stakes and the dogs. And the
towel, because he was in the shower.
Yes, he's like literally naked. It's freezing outside because it's starting to get closer to winter now because they've been there for so long. And the dogs, she's like looking and hearing outside that the dogs have arrived. And they're so scary and spooky and like attack him. And I was like,
I know that freaked me out.
It was so satisfying.
Basically, she like goes and locks all the doors. Like she's slowly but surely like going and like locking the doors behind her and everything. And then there had been a hole that she had asked Tom to patch up earlier that week, to be like, can you please patch this up? She's like, he patched it up. Of course, from the outside, looks great. From the inside, literally looks like garbage. And so he can't get in, except for there's one.
Oh, hold on. Guys. I look so unwell. We keep having to pause this because I'm sneezing. Just know that I'm here. I'm locked in. Oh my God. The way that I'm going to take a fat nap after this.
They're going to be like, wow, Mariana's forcing Nikki to do this. I said we could reschedule.
We can't reschedule. We've rescheduled already, and it's gonna. We have to be doing this. I'm committed to the craft. Yeah. That's why. I'm committed to all 40 great. Of our listeners. So, I'm just kidding.
We love you, Evie.
We love
girl.
you, every single one of you. We love. This is why we do what we do. Anyway, continue. The dogs.
You. Oh, here we are. 1 second, no, my battery's dying.
Oh, right.
Okay, so as Lily goes around and just like checks for all the doors to be locked, she hears Tom screaming like, Lily, let me in, let me in. The dogs have found him. He has taken one of the legs of the chairs and is using it as a weapon and like the cushion as his shield and is shooing the dogs away. And I think for like a split second, she does feel bad. And she's like, there's meat, like toss them the meat. That's all they want. They're trying to like attack you because they think you're taking their food. Anyway, he's like hitting the dogs. One of them takes like a big old bite out of him and is like pulling him with him. That whole scene was like too much for me. I was actually kind of scared. I was like, they're going to kill him and she's going to be at fault for murder.
Yeah. Well, and then
And it's weird to me that the producers didn't intervene there.
Yeah. Well, because they say supposedly that they're not going to let them die, but she had like pushed this big chest of drawers or whatever in front of the door, and he's trying to like break down the door to get back in. And They said Tom's teeth glinted white in the dark, and it was like his face was like pressing up kind of like against the crack in the door, like trying to open it.
Yeah.
And it vividly reminded me of the like, here's Johnny scene from The Shining, where it's like he's got his face like pressed between the two panels of the door or whatever. And it was just this like really eerie, like, again, feral, crazed, like it's back to that animalistic visual of he's just fully lost in the sauce now.
He's gone.
Yeah,
I know.
and so is she.
And another thing that she described was she forgot that the window in his little caveman room was cracked open.
Yeah.
She's like, I saw like someone full of blood. Literally, it was her. She's like, I realized it was me, and I looked disheveled. She hadn't showered in days. She hadn't taken care of herself. She looked actually horrifying. Not that we saw any photos, but this is how I visualized it. Literally sees herself and shrieks.
And she doesn't recognize herself because she's delved so deep into the chaos of this place. It's like she's like succumbed to the creepy, deathly, like, of course you don't recognize yourself, girl, because you've gone off a deep end. What is wrong with you?
And like metaphorically and physically, literally, she does not recognize herself. We forgot to mention the task for all of this, and the reason why she's at battle with Tom is because the task is, if you can guess how long you've been here to the day,
down to like the exact hours.
Yeah, we will give you clothes for warmth because the water's been turned back on.
Right. But basically, like, she doesn't even care what the prize is. She just wants him gone because whoever loses, they get booted off. So this is going to get her away from Tom. And she kind of knows now how long they've been there based on Becca, like, who had been keeping time. But the problem is that she didn't know how long Tom, like, if he knew what it was. And then also she was never going to get him to agree to do it because he didn't want to get booted off. So, of course, like, her trapping him outside and saying, like, I'll only let you back in if you agree to do it. That's how she kind of tricked him. But basically the way that this all ended up is he's trying to break back in and she sprays him down with like cleaner or something. He drops his guess. She drops her guess. It turns out she's closer. And so Tom's got to go now. And he like stumbles back in the house, blind, naked. He is unwell. His face hurts, all this stuff. Like he needs to get washed up. It was a whole thing. And
he's fully blind, and that was so crazy to me. He couldn't see anything, and he's like, can you help me get my things? Can you help me wash my eyes out? Can you help me? And she's like, he still couldn't see. And he asked her if he can collect all of his toys for him from his man cave. And she's like, I didn't even know what was his and what was Andrew's at that point. I just put things in the bag. She was just
like dumping stuff into trash bags. And then he had to like hobble out to the boundary with all his crap. Blind.
But did you notice that she's like, he extended his arms out and I put the bag of things and his face dropped and was like, is that it? Is that all I had? And she's like, yeah, I think so. And he's like, oh, okay. Like he can't even see. Like he doesn't even know if she put all of her stuff in there.
Yeah. Well, and he also, it's back to the greed. It's like, you've been bitten by a dog. You've got cleaning spray sprayed in your eyes. And the thing you're worried about is if you got all your stuff and the stuff is like stupid little crap that you could get at Target. Like, what do you mean? Yeah. It's like, that's all he cares about. And it's like,
I know. But also like, I'm sorry, they're not that different.
No, of course not. It's like a mirror of herself. But I think that Tom is just the extreme version. But now at this point, he's gone. She's by herself. But then, surprise, surprise, Andrew's back. And Andrew's acting weird. Andrew's different.
Andrew, full lobotomy.
No, Andrew fully in like a propaganda brainwashing cult. Yes.
Yeah.
So spooky. He came back and he was all happy. He was like happy. He had a little smile on his face. He was like, "Ooh, I love the producers. They're here to help us, Lily. They're here to help us." And I was like, "You're a freak." He said, "I knew they were looking after us." It was just so propaganda because they took him into their little med tent. Yeah. And he was like, ah. And it was like, ooh, it was spooky.
No, that freaked me out. More than anything was like him being so excited and be like, and I'm gonna make a statue for our legacy. And
Oh my
she's like,
God.
go to sleep,
I
first of
put the
all.
quote in here. He said, I think we should build a monument, something impressive, something that screams legacy. I think it will impress a lot of people, and I think it will impress them as well. This felt like he was brainwashed into a political cult, and he was trying to build a monument. Because it's like he wants to impress the producers who are like the president or the dictator or the fascist leader, but he's also like, it's going to impress all these people, and like the people, it'll make us a legacy for the next people to come. It's like he's wanting to build this monument for other countries to see how powerful his country is. It felt very like weirdly political, that part of it. And it was like he was trying to show off like, we have this good and gracious leader who's gonna save us from everything. It was like full culty vibes. And he had been brainwashed.
No, that he freaked me out like hardcore to my bone.
Major political commentary was happening there. I have to say it. Spooky.
Spooky vibes.
And he literally handcuffed her to a pole.
Basically, Andrew's crazy, you guys. We can't sugarcoat it. He's actually insane. And I think they go like a few weeks and he convinces her to be like, I think they'll like us better if we're a couple. So she's like, we hold hands when we sit down and like we act like a couple. And
happy
I'm
little
like,
family.
girl, what are you doing? So they're going through that motion, and then they get a task. And the task is they have to kiss each other. For ? For what was it?
For somebody, it was for something stupid, but whoever was going to get to leave was going to leave. Like, I think it was just for like a, stupid, like a dishwasher or comb or something like that. But she was like, I need him out of here. So, but she also didn't want him to leave because then she was going to be alone and she was going to feel scared. But he was like, oh, well, I know what we can do. We can have them come save us. Let me handcuff you to this pole and smash my brains in so that they'll have to come and save us. Don't worry. And they were outside in the cold and he's bleeding and all this stuff. And she's like, dude, what are you doing? He's like, they'll come. Don't worry. They'll come. Spoiler alert. They didn't come. They don't care about you. This is a fascist dictatorship. They don't care about you.
Fully don't care. Like he had to walk himself out.
Crazy. Well, yeah, because then remind me what happens at the end. She kissed him.
So basically what happens is she's there and he's like, they're going to come. And she's like, sir, they're not going to come. It's been hours. You're literally bleeding out because you smashed your head into the wall. And so he ends up giving her the key for her to unlock herself from the handcuff. And then she takes him back to the house. And I think before they actually leave toward the house, he like smiles and says like something like, I hope you win kind of thing.
Yeah, I think at that point he was kind of embarrassed.
And then she kisses him.
Yeah. So then he leaves. She's the winner, the big winner of it all.
She's the winner. Whoopee.
And she's kind of like, okay, well, like, I guess we'll...
This is it.
Ask for whatever. Because at the end, the winner gets to just say whatever they want. She's like, I want a headband and I want some eyeshadow and I want this. And then she's just collecting. She's there for days. And then she's like literally depressed. Surprise, surprise.
She's depressed, fully drunk. And she doesn't hear herself talk until like someone sends her something and she's reminded, like startled because it's been weeks, and she's reminded that, oh, there's like someone watching you. And they go, Lily, you must thank Pizza Hut. And she's like, oh, yeah, I forgot that you were here. Just out loud, she's like, thank you so much, Pizza Hut. She's like drunk. And she's like, and then she stops drinking because she realizes she's been drunk for days. And which I thought that was kind of crazy. But she gets so depressed and like very unhappy and very lonely and kind of scared. And she is she's getting things from the like monument or whatever, like I think putting things away. And she sees that there's a phone that wasn't there before and it's new. And she's like, okay, well, first of all, how did they get in here and give me this phone? But she gets to call her mom.
There it goes. Plot twist, guys. My camera's dead because we've been recording for so long.
Plot twist. Nikki's camera has died officially. But guess what? Maybe this is good for everybody because She kept sneezing. You guys just know it will work, chop, beat, cuts. Nikki kept sneezing.
There's gonna be more cuts in this episode than any episode we've ever done. I'm also starting to just like decline rapidly of like how ugly I'm looking. So it's probably a blessing that we're not on camera for this last bit. Well, you'll get to see Mariana's beautiful bangs, and you can look at her if you're watching on video. And I'm so sorry that I'm here in spirit with you all. But let's finish this out.
Yeah.
We're almost done. This is a long episode.
She's unavailable.
We're here.
I guess now I will just look directly at the camera and not at you, Nikki. So, where did we leave
the phone? She found the phone. And she's talking to her mom.
So Lily finds a phone. She calls her mom. And we find out what we kind of already knew is that her mom is kind of a witch. Like, she tells her that she hasn't been watching the show. And I think that really actually affects Lily. She's like, oh, great. So you literally don't care about me. That's perfect.
That was sad.
She tells her that she's kind of gives her like a reality check. Lily's like, I won, Mom. Like, I've been here the longest and I can stay as long as I want and I'll get anything my little heart desires. And her mom goes, well, you're not exactly a winner then, are you? If you're just there alone. Yeah. Nobody's there. Like, what are you doing there? I think, which is kind of what we were asking her too.
Yeah.
Like, literally, why is she there? But
there's no winning.
That makes her really. There's no winning when there's nothing. Like,
she was
you literally are doing nothing.
Didn't she ask her? She's like, "What's the prize?" And she's like, "Well, there's not really like a prize. It's like you just get to get things and stay as long as you want. I think I'm going to stay here for a while." And she's like, "Well,
yeah,
what?" But her mom didn't care. She was like, okay. She's like, oh, you're not back yet? And she's like, what do you mean? Like, no, I'm not back. It's like,
and also like,
didn't care.
It was a bit sad. I did feel for her then, and it kind of makes sense. Like, her entire character of like needing validation, wanting material things, because I feel like when you're not getting love in that way, you kind of need something else to kind of fill the void.
It explained a lot of why she was that way.
And understanding, like, why she didn't want to leave. Like, I guess I get it. Like, there was really nothing for her.
Yeah.
But it still, I don't know. It still didn't sit right with me. I think her mom hangs up and she says, like, okay, well, like, I gotta go. Like, I'll see you later, I guess. And it was, like, very short phone call.
She wasn't even excited to talk to her. She's like, hey, I gotta go to, like, work now. Bye. And
she's like, wait, Lily, is this you?
Yeah. That was so weird. But then she heard from Sam.
And she's sitting there just like being sad and upset. And then she gets a ding. She got a text.
I got a text.
And it's a voice note from who she hoped would be Sam. She listens to it and it is Sam. And it's like, hey, Lily, I miss you, girl. I'm out on the outside now.
Yeah, he went on a big trip. He set sail.
I sold some of my things and I'm sailing and I miss you and I haven't watched because you asked me not to. And I told Nikki this. If he had watched what she did to Tom, which we hate Tom, but like, sorry. That was kind of crazy. If Sam had watched, he would not want her back.
I don't know, though, because he hated Tom, too. And I think because, like, yeah, she broke his record player or whatever, but, like, Tom fully attacked her first. And so I think Sam would have been, like, obviously it's a little spooky because it's like, girl, what are you capable of? Like, you, like, devised this entire plan to feed Tom to the dogs. But I think he would have been okay with it. Just because he also hated Tom.
I don't know. I guess I'm like such a Sam apologist. I'm like, he was a great guy. Like,
Sam deserves better.
He wasn't.
Oh.
Sam does deserve better.
Wait, you're saying who is a great guy?
Sam.
Yeah, Sam.
I said Tom by mistake. I meant to say Sam.
But we think Sam is a great guy indeed, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and she's...
I think so.
Yeah, no.
Do you know what I thought was another interesting detail, which... when Andrew came back and Tom had just been banished, he goes, Tom is gone? And she's like, yeah, like Tom was banished, like it's just me now. And he goes, he didn't even say goodbye. And he's like so hung up on like, Tom didn't say goodbye. And she, in her mind, she's like, Tom does not care about you for a single second. But she tells Andrew like, oh yeah, he told me to say bye to you and like thank you for everything you did and like you were a great leader. Remember that?
Yeah, because she could tell that he needed that.
Yeah, because it's like his constant need for being like a leader when literally there was nobody to lead. Like, okay, great.
Oh, he's
Um,
yeah.
anyway, Sam calls her, and then she decides then and there that her last ask to the universe of the house is for a sled.
Yeah, for all her
And
shit.
she collects all the things that Andrew had left because he asks her to carry them for him.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
he collects all of his things and just like starts and like leaves the compound in the dust. And that's
Yeah.
kind of where the book ends is she sees somebody waves and she's carrying all of the things that she won and all the things that Andrew won and some of the things that Sam won. And in my head, I hope that she's just gonna sell everything so that she can go and meet Sam. But you never know with that girl.
Yeah, I feel like the ending was a big question mark for a lot of people, and I know that some people didn't love the way that it ended and we didn't get a final closure of an epilogue of like, oh, she did sell everything to meet Sam or whatever. I personally really liked the fact that we didn't get anything extra.
Me
I feel
too.
like it was the whole thing started in the compound, it needed to end in the compound. The main like think piece of it all was about the actual experience and not the world outside of it. And so I think it kind of
Yeah.
is up for interpretation of like how she was going to act when she got out, because it could have gone multiple different ways, but I think that's up to the reader to kind of determine like, did she learn her lesson? Did she not? What the main
Yeah.
narrative wasn't about the outside world, it was about what happened inside. So I think the story completed itself in that way. So I don't think we needed anything else personally.
I felt like I definitely got closure. I do think that like her writing style was so interesting because we never saw anything about the outside. We like heard of it in the compound and it affected every character differently while in the compound, knowing about everyone else's life outside of it. But beyond like their job and like a few details, no one really even talked about
Yeah.
or I mean Lily's interactions didn't really revolve around who they were outside of the compound. I think because it was all like so all consuming and you just like became one with it, which I think
Yeah.
is crazy to think of. This actually does happen. Like Love Island is a thing. Obviously it's not challenges like that, but like there's steamy challenges and there's things that affect you when
Yeah.
you come out of it. So like
It's like full
it would
isolation.
be yeah, it would be interesting for one of those people, like one of the contestants, to read this book and
Yeah.
see. Like,
I think
I
so too.
wonder.
I keep going back to Survivor, but that to me is the most similar to this because obviously there's not the like coupling love aspect, but you do have to vote each other out and like make alliances and stuff. But it's the same way in which there are challenges where you get food rewards and you have to be strategic, and it's like you starve half
Yeah.
the time, you don't have water half the time, you have to build a shelter, it's like you have to make your camp. It feels very similar, and it's crazy that reading this sounds so crazy, but watching it on TV in the present day, obviously it's a little bit different. It like doesn't feel crazy, because to me I'm like, oh yeah, these are like characters on my TV, we're watching Survivor, like that's normal to watch people starve in the tropics and be freezing overnight and get bug bites. Like, yeah, whatever, that's how the show goes.
Yeah.
But then when you read about it, you're like, oh, it's like jarring, But it's kind of similar.
I think it's because, like, you said this when we started the episode, it's like we wake up as Lily in the compound. Like, we are in her mind
Yeah.
and, like, observing everything that she does. Where, like, in the show, like Survivor, you are out of all of them. You are truly just, like, watching them. You're kind of like one of the producers, like, watching from above, where like we kind of feel how scared she is, how insecure she is. Like, I don't know. I feel
Yeah.
like it hits harder because
Yeah.
we are her.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But I think a lot of like symbolism throughout, obviously the initial like luxury of being in the compound and then things start to burn, the land is going to shit, everybody lets it go to
Yeah.
shit, and then it just kind of like starts decaying, and then that's how it is for the next person. Like, it's kind of like a cycle that I feel like you imagine all the contestants end up going through, because when
Yeah.
they first get there, they're like, how could they, all these pizza boxes toward the end, like she was ordering pizza every day because she could get whatever she wanted.
Yeah, that's
And
so
it's
true.
like, oh, that's how that's how it gets to that, because once you're there alone, like, what is there to do? Why
Yeah.
would you clean up? Who would you clean for?
Yeah. It's kind of, and it kind of symbolizes like society on a grander level where it's like the fall of an empire. You know, it's like they build up and build up Rome and make it this beautiful, amazing thing that works really well. And then, of course, somebody wants to have a little too much power and people start fighting and take over. And then it's all reduced to ruins. And then the next society has to come in and build it back up. It's the same thing with like all of civilization throughout the whole world. And it's like,
Yeah.
especially at the end there, where it was like the beginning of the end was the whole like, I'm gonna, you know, worship my leaders and make this big monument. And it's like, that's when, you know, it's gotten so bad that it's like this like culty society or whatever, this like regime.
Yeah.
And then everything just crumbles and it's like the next group is gonna have to start that over. So it's kind of weird. It's like a big, it's like a, it speaks to people individually and then it also speaks to society on a larger scale as well.
Yeah.
It's very topical.
This is like a very random thought, but if anybody has ever watched The Avengers or like the, not Endgame, but the one with Salma Hayek and Harry Styles, I forget what it's called, Eternals.
Harry Styles?
It's kind of that where,
yeah,
Harry
know
Styles
he was in a superhero movie.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's called Eternals, I think it is. And it's essentially that where the greater being is like, the earth is poisoned, it's time to start over. And the same group of like supernatural people have been through so many rebuilds of so many different civilizations. Like they were there for the fall and the rise of X empire throughout. And it's like you kind of keep doing that over and over because at one point, like, there is so much poison that there's no coming back from it. And I feel like that's kind of how it was. It's like she won, but she didn't really.
Yeah. Ooh, interesting. Anyway. Wow. Well, I mean, do you have any final thoughts or do you want to talk about our ratings?
I think that was my final thought.
Okay. Well, I think
for all of
that
life, I'm done thinking.
Yeah, we're done. I know. I'm like, that's as much thinking as I could do today. So actually, this is interesting because one of my favorite BookTube girlies, Sarah Caroli, I'm sure a lot of you watch her, before I started reading this book, but after we had chosen it for book club, I noticed that she did a reading vlog where she rated it like a 1.5 star. And then there were also other people, as I was doing research on the book, who were rating it like a 1 star. They hated it. I personally am going to give it a 4 star. To me, it's not quite a 5, but I really liked it. I would definitely give it a solid 4. And I'm curious as to what you think people didn't love about it or missed about it, or like why there's such a polarizing nature to it. Because I was really shocked to hear that people, because some people like really, really didn't like it. And that to me is surprising. It's not like a middle of the road book. It's like you either loved it or hated it.
Yeah. I will give my rating as well. I also gave it a 4 in my heart. I think the reason why I think is because you either feel bad for Lily and kind of want to see her hopefully get better at the end and you like stick through it, or you think she's a dumb witch and you just are like, girl, what are you doing? She's not a very likable character. Yeah. And I think if you're thinking of it in that sense and not thinking beyond, not that they're not thinking beyond, but like if you're just thinking of it as a story and the character of Lily, and this is what she's going to do, and she's supposed to be with Sam, but she goes with Ryan, and there's conflict and whatever. Like, if you're just thinking about it like that, she is very annoying. Yeah. But if you're trying to, like, understand what the compound represents and everything, I feel like it does kind of make sense. I don't know. Right. Like, if you're thinking of it more analytical versus just, like, a quick read that you think is, like, a suspense thriller.
Yeah, I think that's probably the issue, is people going into it with the wrong idea of what the book is about. And that I noticed one of the girls kind of mentioned this, where it's like, you think it's going to be like a reality TV show like Thriller, where it's like a murder mystery or like a whodunit or whatever. This is more of like a grand social commentary. So I feel like if you're not ready to think a little bit deeper and realize that it's maybe not going to be likable characters and that there's going to be symbolism, like you have to be in the right mindset for it. And be open to analyzing it a little bit more. And some people just aren't into that kind of stuff, which makes sense. But I think if you're going into it thinking like, oh, this will be like maybe a romantic thriller or like something, it's just not as mainstream And so I feel
And
like
you're not going to
people-
be happy with the ending because
Right.
she
it's like unsatisfying. All of it.
maybe ends up with Sam, question mark.
Yeah, I think people just maybe went into it with the wrong mindset or like the wrong expectations of it, which I feel like is why when I hate a lot of books, it's because I didn't know what I was getting into. So maybe that's the
Yeah.
issue.
I agree. But it also might just be something where like they don't want to read about that.
Yep.
And they just like, they're like, oh, it's about that. I don't want to bother. Like this, our own world is literal crapola.
Yeah.
Like, why am I going to read this too? Like,
Yeah.
I could see
You
that.
definitely don't read this for an escape, you know? you
No,
read it
no,
when
no,
you're
no,
ready
no.
to think about the state of the world and of life.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Okay.
But
4
I
stars.
did really like it. So
Drop in the comments what
Aisling,
you guys
I'm ready
rated
for your
it.
next.
I know. I'm excited for
Yeah.
her next book, hopefully.
Yeah, I can't believe this is her debut novel. Like, I should probably look that up, make sure that that's true.
No, I think it is. She really like
Right? Okay.
did such a good job. So I've got big
Yeah.
high hopes for this gal.
Yeah.
Love. Okay, let us
I'm
know in
ready
the
for
comments
her.
what you guys rated it. I know that it's been very polarizing, but it seems like most of our book club enjoyed it. So please let us know what you thought of it. But speaking of book club, we've got a new read coming at you for September. Yay! Our theme for the month, we kind of were like, okay, well, it's back to school vibes. If you didn't watch our last episode, it was all entirely back to school recommendations. But this one, we're like, okay, let's do a crossover between a little spooky and a little back to school. So all of the options that we gave were like in that range. But we put up a poll in the Instagram broadcast channel. If you guys want to join us there, please do. And the winner is One of Us is Lying. Ooh, I don't know who it's by. I probably should have written that down. But maybe you could find that out for us while I talk about what it's about. So
Yeah.
One of Us is Lying. This is also a TV show that's out as well. So I'm excited to watch that after we read the book. Basically, this is about 5 high school students who get detention. So I'll tell you the characters. Bronwyn is the Yale-bound nerd. Addie is like a beautiful, popular girl. Nate is kind of the bad boy criminal who's on probation for dealing drugs, I would assume. Cooper is the star baseball player. And then Simon is this outcast, like kind of nerdy guy who created a high school gossip app. So he's kind of the troublemaker in that way. And sometime during detention, Simon does not make it out because he indeed dies. They found out it was not an accident. It was planned and it was a murder. So basically, it's a whodunit. It's like a thriller murder mystery. And
Wait, Simon was the app guy?
Simon was the guy who he created like a gossip app for their high school where like people would go on and, you know, this is giving very much our high school days where it was like you can submit anonymous messages and stuff. Like we had
Yik
all
yak.
this yik yak for sure. But they end up all becoming suspects because it turns out that he was planning to post some gossip, juicy gossip about everybody who was in detention the following day. So somebody killed him at some point. Sounds really good. I'm very excited to read it.
Okay, I'm
I think
ready.
this will be a fun one for everybody.
And again, the book is One of Us is Lying by Karen M. McManus.
Perfect. Karen, go off queen. Can't wait to read your book. If you guys want to read along with us, of course, you can join the Fable group, which we will have linked below in the description. Same thing with like our Instagram, TikTok, everything. You can find us there. And we will be discussing this on the last Monday of September. So everybody saddle up, get your reading books ready. And I can't wait.
Yay. I need to go buy it. Maybe I'll go this weekend.
Ooh, yeah, you can vlog it for us.
That I will.
Hold her
Mini
to it.
vlog. I'm bad at vlogging.
Well, thank you for
Wow,
bearing
you
with
guys,
us.
I hope you've enjoyed just having only my face. I know you've been wanting this for literally so long. So if you liked having only my face for the last 10 minutes of this, please give us a thumbs up.
Yeah, give us a thumbs up. I would be happy to be off camera forever if that's, you know, how this is going to go. So maybe you could let us know and it could just be Mariana and then my voice coming from the heavens.
Oh my God, what a freaking dream. I can't wait for all the thumbs ups.
Yeah, so if this gets 20 thumbs ups or 30 thumbs ups, then maybe we'll, you know, let her take over the show. It'd be great.
No. Just because I got bangs doesn't mean I can take over.
Okay, Tom. Okay, love you all. We'll see you in the next one. Thank you for sticking with us for another extremely unnecessarily long episode. And we'll see you soon.
See you later. Bye.
Bye.